Full force. There we go. Sending data. Yeah. I think. Oh, come on. Twitch is always the last one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes
Gotta
it a
verify
second.
that you're legit.
You should get a waiting screen.
Should. I don't have one. Oh, I want you, Twitch. I do.
All right, we are up on YouTube. When we're up on Twitch, hey.
Hello,
there we
everyone.
go.
Welcome to D&D Tonight. My name is Bradley, and with me are my fabulous co-players in the game. I'm just going to list them off as I see them on my screen. I don't know what you guys are looking at, but Jordan, who are you bringing to the game?
Hi, everybody. I'm Jordan. I play Gwenora Lighthammer. I am a dwarven cleric.
Alrighty. And then Miss Caroline, good to have you back. Who'd you bring to the table?
Hey, thanks. I'm going to be playing Imogen, the half-elf barbarian. Be afraid.
Excellent. Mr. Dino, who did you bring to the table?
I am bringing my Tabaxi Rogue Stone Wind.
Awesome. And Mr. Lumen, last but not least.
The wonderful Dust Pardon. The wizard who nearly died.
Nearly.
Nearly.
So close.
So close.
It's okay, though. It doesn't necessarily always. But let's go ahead and recap. Where were we last time we were here? Well, we went into... Yeah, we went into the forest. We found a tree that was a door, went deep underground, and then opened up helped close a portal to another dimension. And through it came another version of Gwenora, Jordan's character. That Gwenora explained that there are others on the other side who needed the door to stay open so that their worlds did not collapse. So they kept it open, and other doppelgangers of the rest of the party seemed to come through, explaining that they owed their patronage to an individual by the name of Torog. From there, it was clear that there was something not right about this group, and so the party of our Furious Foursome, who is yet unnamed, went and fought their duplicates to success. It was a no-holds-barred, knuckle-dusting, like straight-up fire fest, but out of all of that, they were able to survive. They made off and encountered two other people, a half-elf wizard by the name of Jason. Jason. And then we also had a Felicia, the full elf, who was a ranger, helping them get through the forest, looking for what seemed to be the dagger that Stone Wind has. Now, as they went through the rest of the forest, understanding its changes, they were ambushed, but eventually made their way to the Trebaine homestead once again. And we pick up right there as a couple members from the Trebaine household, like pointing over at you guys, begin to kind of rush over. Pi, in his brevity, kind of looks over you and says, "All right, they're going to take me and interview me separately. This is Trebaine's classic move. He's going to ask what happened. If I to tell anything other than the story that we agreed upon before, which is the truth, I need to know now."
We didn't do anything wrong. We did the best we could.
Yes.
Powerful that evil god came through.
Just making sure that we're all on the same page. I'm going to tell them the truth. Is
Right.
that... Yeah. Great.
Everybody in agreement?
Yes.
I would say avoid telling him about the us coming through.
Okay. Done deal. And at that point, Pi turns around and says, "Hello, gentlemen." He's like, "Stuff it. Darko wants to see you personally, Pi." They turn over to you four, and says, "Welcome back to the forest. Mr. Trebaine will be meeting with you in due time. Please allow us to escort you to the waiting room." The two guards separate, one holding Pi like by the arm, like you would like a child who's been misbehaving at a supermarket. The other one politely leading the way back to the main Trebaine household, a place you've been in before. The guard is probably about 10 feet ahead of you guys as he's walking along the path. If you guys would like to say anything, you have a brief moment before coming into the household to speak in private or in confidence.
So the guard's like 10 feet away from us?
He's about 10 feet, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to quickly cast message, because Pi's walking away, right?
He's being dragged off away from you guys. He's roughly, by this point, about 25 feet from you guys, going into the side, like the servant's entrance of the house.
Okay. I'm going to bring the wire up to my mouth and point in his direction and just look and tell him, Let me know what room you might be in, so I can point in that general direction. That way... Oh, I thought there was a limit. That way I can tell you and message you if need be, and you can respond.
Wait 10 minutes, and then message me again.
Done.
As you guys are... Oh,
I
yes,
was gonna
please,
say-
Mr. Stone.
So, what's the plan here, guys? Are we trying to get help? Are we trying to warn people? What's happening? Are we looking for survival?
I think survival is number one for all of
Right.
us.
Right.
I don't know. There are very few people that I can call on that could help. I don't know who even to ask for other than my master and maybe finding out Master Levi and finding the group that was here before. I would like to reach out to them and find them before they even reach the assembly, before this gets spread word to even more stronger wizards.
Okay.
As you guys are walking, you do see a kind of a commotion off to the left where you see your other two previous companions, Jackson and it is Jackson, not Jason. Jackson and Felicia are currently being accosted by some guards. Although they were being swarmed pretty heavily, the guard kind of looks over. He's like, "Friends of yours?"
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
a lot. Bring him into the. Bring him into the conservatory. Bind him. We'll tell Trebaine about it. He looks over at the rest of you. He says, "There's been a few developments since you went into the forest. I'll let Hisate fill you in." And as you guys are brought in, you are brought into like this kind of lobby waiting area, a grand fireplace, several of these lush chairs. Look, it's a chair, red. It's got like that little pillow design where like a button is in it. You know what I'm talking about, but I just
Yeah.
can't
Oh, yeah.
put the word on it.
Real
nice
fancy
chair.
ones.
Oh, we get the good chairs.
Yeah, ottomans abound. Like there's a small little area with like some small like hors d'oeuvres of some sort, dry meats mostly, charcuterie board. Said that on the first
yeah.
try. Way to go. Anyway, you were left in this room by the guard who says, "Will just be a minute. Hisate should be on her way in." And he exits without another word, closing the doors behind him. You hear a
Is the Miss Gonora, do you know of anybody that might be able to help us with this situation? I have no idea even what to call this thing. This calamity.
I mean, maybe I don't know. I'm just not sure what. I don't know what to do. They want the dagger back, but do we give it back or well, I just don't know.
I mean, as long as they don't know I have the dagger, then I think we're safe.
Remember, our clones want the dagger, right?
Mhm.
Or is it?
There have been several kind of hints that the dagger is something desired. First and foremost, Gwynora's sending spell to, or the Warden's Gwynora to regular Gwynora. No, that doesn't feel right. Original, no. You know what? Gwynora
Yeah.
Prime. There it is. The Warden sending the message to Gwynora and the party had made it clear that they want the dagger, otherwise they're going after family. Which,
Right.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you got the opportunity to respond. I can't recall. It was 2 weeks ago.
I
I think she did. She did.
think it was maybe just a platitude that was something, Gwenora would try and say to be like, "You're not gonna win." I don't know, but
Gotcha.
Started
Nailed
to
it.
sing, "We're not going to take it."
yeah, anymore.
It's weird. There's not a bard in the party, and yet this between the seal references 3 weeks ago and the anyway. A moment passes, and in walks Hisate once again with the jacket kind of draped over her shoulders. She goes ahead and hangs it up on a like a little coat stand next to a door. Looking over to her, she has this kind of wry smile. She says, "Well, darling, I can't say that we expected you back so soon, if at all. How was your journey?"
Oh, it was just fine.
Couldn't have gone better.
Can we eat this food?
Oh yes, please. It is put out for guests, and you are guests, if nothing else.
Great.
I'll
That's what
wait
I'll
till
be
you're
doing.
finished. I'll wait till you're
Okay.
finished. I'm going to take all of it the moment I can.
Assembling cheese, a bit of brie, and some of the jelly that they have on stand. You make for yourself like this ultimate cracker, and it's pretty good. It's pretty fine dining, more so than what you would see in Palebank. But it's not bad, especially for someone whose palate isn't typically used to it.
This is delicious. Thank you.
Of course.
Hisate. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I believe you were the one.
Oh.
Oh no! Please go ahead, Mr. Stone. Was it Mr. Wind? Is Stonewind your first and last, or is that more of just title, Stonewind?
Yes.
Interesting. Continue.
There was mention of developments while we were gone, and that you are to explain them to us.
Well, I suppose if you haven't already noticed, the forest surrounding all of Shady Creek Run has dramatically changed within the last, say, 2 days or so. Speaking of which, we are currently getting some information from Pi, and once we get that story all straightened out, we'll speak to Darko, make sure everything lines up all right, and then we'll go ahead and get you paid. I do have to wonder, though, with the coinciding of your coming and going, the forest itself has altered. Now, being that Trebaine is a man who's studied the corruption of Muliasmir for some time, I do have to ask, darling, were you a bit naughty in the forest? What happened?
No, we weren't naughty. We were trying to help. We came across others trying to ascertain the same information. The Cerberus, not Cerberus Assembly. Yeah,
Listen.
yeah, Cerberus Assembly, who that we were following. We kind of subverted their attention by saying that we were just stumbling across this place, and we decided they wanted to close the door. They wanted to stop the corruption, or open it rather. They had to open up the door and then close it again. However, while in this process, there's some sort of planar door underneath the wood, and while we were trying to fix the problem, something else came through, and we fled for our lives.
Well,
Hisate, what do you know of the crawling king?
Well, as a house rule, Mr. Trebaine does not typically entertain the stories of the old gods. They up and left us, so why should we give any care to them? But I do hear stories about such things. The crawling king is a god of imprisonment, one of the betrayer gods. You only hear them in the context of the stories of calamity. I must admit, I'm quite at a disadvantage. Was this horrible thing that you were running away from, Mr. Stone? The crawling king?
To be short, yes.
We'll have the opportunity to be long and a greater purpose, but I do have
Miss
other...
Hisate, are you trying to seduce me?
Her legs... No, I'm fucking with you. That does not happen.
Dumb person.
Please, Mr. Stone. I'm like this with everyone. Ask anyone you speak with. For example, okay. Miss Quinora, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Well, how often would you say you healed those within your party? Were your services most needed on a daily basis, hourly basis, or not needed at all?
I'd say pretty needed. I mean, you know, there's cuts and bruises of all kinds.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And I cannot help but notice Miss Imogen, who has devoured the charcuterie board. Good gods!
You said that's what it was there for.
It was there for guests, plural. Nothing wrong with a healthy appetite. All I must ask is, in respect to those who have encountered danger before, would you say that this was a harder task for you or something pretty easily done?
There were some ups and there were some downs,
Yes.
and there were some lefts and there were some rights. And overall, I would say pretty much falls in the middle.
As you finish that sentence, there is a wail that is heard throughout the household. Hisate just picks up a small little teacup that she has poured for herself and begins to sip. She says, interesting. As I said, we were speaking to young Pi about his part of the story in this, and I wanted to give this opportunity to you so that you can fully understand that Mr. Trebaine was expecting you to bring something back with you, and from what I can see and from what we are currently hearing from Pi, there does not appear to be any physical object. Mr. Stone spoke of a door, but I suppose this is not something easily transferable.
I don't know if it's possible to transfer. It seems like it was pretty set where it was.
Mm.
It wasn't like a wooden door you might put on a hinge. It was a magical one along ley lines of magic in our world.
Mm. And we should
Are
have
you
to.
implying something specific?
All I'm saying is that within the last 2 days, our force has dramatically changed. Many of our staff have fallen ill, been harmed, or are dead as of a response to something that happened in the forest. The only thing that I can recount of knowing, and the only knowledge that the Trebaine family has, is sending you out there.
Mm-hmm.
And to find out that this is possibly linked and that there's nothing really to show for the efforts does not bode well for what we had agreed on.
Miss Hisate, with all due respect, your ignorance on the world of magic is not our fault. And if you want to see proof, I can show you. I can simply give you the coordinates to where we went to, the tree we walked through, and the door that you can go see. Should you make it out alive, that is your problem. We did what we needed to do, and the proof is the fact the forest is far worse than it was when we left. We did nothing.
Proof. This is all I'm looking for. If we have something that shows that some progress is made, that we have information that we did not have before, then we can carry on with our mutually beneficial partnership. I mean no offense to you, Mr. Dust. Obviously, you're well-versed in your own methods, and sure, what does a small backwoods alley swamp girl know about magic? Right?
You tell me.
I think that we all should go tell Mr. Trebaine, and she kind of stands up and she says, come, let us go ahead and regale him with the tale of your exploits and get to the bottom of this.
Is there any more food?
Not.
This is asking the DM.
There is nothing currently in this food room that is edible from your first onset.
After
Just all the crumbs
the one
and
we just
everything
left,
on Imogen.
it's all eaten by Imogen.
Look, I mean, she said that she wanted to just
True.
eat it at.
Okay. I
Bird
Open-
feeds it out.
reach into my pocket and I hand him a brie salami
You were holding out on
crusted
me.
bread with huckleberry jam
Huckleberry.
thing that I made.
Ooh.
Enjoy
Imogen,
it.
You
Is
are
that-
a kind soul.
Made from the heart.
Imogen, is that what
I can
you
tell.
used to make? Does that come home?
Mm,
It's definitely from the charcuterie board, because if it was from home, it would be several weeks old.
that's true. I would hope so.
Hisate opens these two grand swinging doors open and kind of leads you into an area where you can. You've been in this room before. It is kind of the bureau room for Darko. Currently, on a chair, not moving, is a pie and a shorter gentleman, looks to be like a halfling, in a hood, kind of his face obscured, and a small facial mask over just the over his nose area. Not unsimilar to real life. who seems to just be concentrating on Pi, just keeping his contact on him. Pi looks like he is not moving at all. It looks like he's not even speaking. Mr. Trebaine, blonde hair kind of pulled back and his signature gloves on, has in his hand a war pick. When he turns around, he smiles and says, "My friends, welcome back on your journey. I was just having a brief discussion here with Mr. Pi Lyadon. Please, take the couch. It is. Is there anything that I can do for you? You must have traveled such a long way. Can I get you some refreshment or perhaps something to munch on while we have our discussion?"
Do you have any bitten?
Suppose we can rouse something up, and he goes ahead and he nods off to a door that's to his left that seems to be open. As that person runs, you can kind of see like Pi like darting over and like looking straight ahead over at Imogen, like desperately trying to blink, but he can't. He says, and Darko walks up. He says, "Now, there are a few minor details that I need to clarify on, but from what it sounds like, you went into the woods, found the source of the corruption, and came back here all in a sufficient amount of time. So, first things first, 3 days work, 500 gold a day we agreed upon. Let us go ahead and make sure that you know that there is some gold at the end of this particular rainbow." And he brings forth a small chest and opens it up, and you see shimmering platinum inside there, in what you can certainly amount to be something about 150 pieces worth of it. I like to use smaller denominations, and though if you spend it, you will probably make a splash. I think this will be more discreet in going forward. 1,500 platinum, as agreed, for 3 days of work. Now, let's make sure I understand correctly. You endeavored out into the woods, and upon crossing some troublesome waters, you approached upon the Night Black clan. Can I go ahead and get some context onto what happened there?
Well, we were captured, and we made our escape with the help of a stranger.
I see. Do you recall what the stranger's name was?
Shit, do I?
Thalus.
Fenray Thalus.
Fenray Thalus, Asate, and she goes ahead and she pulls out a small little book that she has in like her back pocket and begins to like write down the name. Interesting. And what was to be made of the Nightback clan? Did they survive? Are they dead? Did they know about your endeavors?
They didn't have us for that long. Did we kill any of them? I don't remember if we killed any of them.
We left them hanging.
I think, yes, we left them alive as far as we knew.
Very well. Is there anything else you wish to tell me, Mr. Stone, about your encounter with the Nightback clan?
Anything I wish to tell you?
Yes.
Fenray seemed to have some other motives, but was unclear as to why and how he got there. We made our way through.
You can choose to either use deception or persuasion, because you are seeding your truth in a lie and obscuring some of the information. It is an omission, so you're more or less either trying to persuade that this is it or deceiving him intentionally.
I'll do deception. Ooh, not bad. 19.
19. Darko kind of regards you and breaks into a smile. He's like, "Well, excellent. And this was a drow, you said? This Mr. Thalus? I recognize the name from the many dens that work out of the Kryn dynasty. Perhaps we should follow up on him, Miss Hasate. Now, Ms. Imogen, understand that you found a place in the woods in which you descended down into an area of interest for us, let's say. Do you recall the answer to get in through the door? Apparently it's riddle guarded.
It was in a language that I was not familiar with. But when we figured it out, um,
Here.
in
N. Just the letter N.
Correct.
And that tracks. And you could, if persuaded, lead a group back to that same position.
sure.
Probably.
Marvelous. Marvelous. Things are off to a great start here. Miss Gwenora, I have further inquiries, but before I do, I would like to tell you a few things. So far, everything that you've said is lined up with what you've been telling us, with Pa here, who has spoken pretty much the same story and narrative that you've given me thus far. His parents are here in the house, actually, believe it or not. And poor Mr. Lyodon was having some dental issues. You can say what you'd like about the Dwendalian Empire, but dentistry has made outstanding, advancements in their time. People used to die of abscesses, and now a person can go in and for 2 copper, get that tooth pulled, and their pain is alleviated. You know how bad dental pain can be. You could downright when it's bad, it's about the only thing you can think about. So Mr. Lyodon is here in the house with us, and I believe that we will take care of him as long as the store continues to line up. If I am to be clear, though, if Mr. Lyodon has omitted anything, or if you omit anything from the story, there is a chance that Mr. Lyodon might have to pay that penalty. You can see that Pi now looking at him. It does not appear to be moving, like even blinking, because the halfling in the room has a hold person spell on him.
Oh, good.
Now, Miss Gwenor, did you encounter the Cerberus Assembly in the subterranean area that you entered in through?
Well, you know, there are some wizards there. I don't quite know who they were, but I think there is a wizard, maybe at least one.
All right. And to the best of your ability, can you ascertain what it was they were doing down there?
Well, you know, it's really hard to say. They were looking at like the door. But I don't know what else was really going on. That's kind of out of my purview, I think you might say.
Do you know why I ask you, Miss Gwenora, and not Mr. Dust here, who is familiar with such arcane means?
Well, no, not really.
Because you follow Raya, who is a goddess of light and redemption and compassion, and I do not figure you for a liar.
Well, I mean, look, I don't know the intricacies, but I do know there was a portal of some kind. I couldn't say.
That'll do, Miss Gwenora. That'll do fine. Mr. Dust, where did this portal lead to? Is this another plane of existence? Did it lead to Pandemonium, Limbo, the 9 Hells, Mount Celestia? Where the fuck were they going?
Honest? Yes. All of those. Anywhere. Everywhere. Nowhere. There was enough arcane magic to go to different planes and different worlds and different timelines. But if I understand it correctly, I believe it was connected to a specific plane that a god released themselves by. I can give you the coordinates, or at least pinpoint it on a map for you. I would much prefer not to have my friends and myself, nor Pi, go back there.
I is happy to serve House Trebaine, so you don't need to worry about him. He's doing fine. We're taking good care of his family in the next room. But
I see that.
I must insist, when you closed this door and then opened it again, what did you see on the other side?
Magic. There wasn't really. Imagine staring into a lantern. You don't see much past it. You just know that there's bright light and passing through.
Nothing coming in or out of it. Didn't seem to.
If I'm being completely honest with you, I was unconscious at the time.
You can make a deception check on that one.
Was it unconscious?
Wasn't I? I was unconscious.
Yeah, but you were definitely awake when your
when they came
doppelgangers
through.
came through.
Hold on.
Yes.
So let me ask about the table, because I honestly don't remember. I thought that's what actually we were seeing, because I remember seeing like the way, at least from what I remember, I think you described it, of like some like blue portal looking thing.
Yes. It just the portal itself, yeah, but you definitely saw people come in. Did you want to include that part in your story?
Yeah, to be fair, the first question he asked was, what did you see inside the door?
Sure,
Like,
and that was correct. The follow-up question is the one that he's ascertaining from.
Yeah.
Up to you, Lemon. You can tell him or not.
Let me see.
It's all the same to me. Just there's a yes and a no column.
I'll try to deceive him.
Oh god.
Okay. Roll that deception, baby.
15.
15. Well, great. That's fantastic. I'm glad that. Is it safely able to be controlled? Can you account for weather, being that it is? You know, the sky had turned red. The forests, trees, itself had begun to meld together as though they were made of metal. And the things that came out of the wood that first night, whew, it's very hard for some of my guards to call for an apothecary or a healer when they're trying to keep their innards inside. I lost men over that. Now, you tell me this was just a walk through the woods. Should I be worried if I go to those coordinates on that map, Mr. Dust? Do I have anything to be afraid of?
Should be worried if you do and if you don't. And if, as far as controlling the door, if you can control the betrayer god, I'm very certain you can control the door.
You said.
Well, sorry. I remember something that happened. You should have the glasses before you go back there, because there were a lot of traps on the way in, and we almost stepped on some. So if you take the glasses, you'll probably be better off.
Make a deception check.
That's the truth, right?
That's true, because when we were
Stepping
in
on
the
the
woods.
mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. Well, if that's the case, then I guess that is technically a true statement. You wouldn't need to be persuaded that. He would simply just smile and says, of course. May I have those back?
Do you want to know what the roll was, though?
Sure, I do.
It was a nat 20.
Of course. All right. Well, I'm not going to...
If you said, do you want to guess what the role is with that smile, I would have guessed.
He goes ahead and he holds out a gloved hand for the glasses.
And I hand him the glasses.
Mr. Darko, Mr.
Yep.
Trebaine, I think you're misunderstanding what we're saying here. We're not saying that everything is safe. We're just saying it wasn't our fault. It was something did come through that doorway, like we told Hisate, and it
Really?
what looks to be Torag, the Crawling King,
The
and
crawling...
his minions.
Asate, do you understand? He's like, it's one of the betrayer gods, darling. Apparently, that these lots opened the door over to him.
The door was already open, and that was the source of the corruption to begin with.
I see.
The other plane, his plane, was stealing energy from our plane to keep his alive. And with the door completely open, now he can bring his plane here.
Is that right?
Yes.
And you would all... Well, He kicks the chair that Pi is lying on down. He falls down. Him still standing there. He actually kind of moves a little bit away from the chair, but stuck in his position. He says, "Mr. Lyodon, I was under the impression that you were interested in serving our family, and yet because of your mishandling of a simple task, we now have a door open to a betrayer god. I think that's worth an eye. What do you think, Miss Imogen?"
I don't think it's worth an eye.
Is that right? Even though he had boggled this entire situation, you would vouch for this pale piece of shit? This boy is nothing to me. His mother and father in the next room are nothing to me. And you think that because he didn't follow through, that he is now responsible, directly or indirectly, for several of my people being dead, that I should not reprimand him?
You know, if you had asked me that a few days ago, I would have very much agreed with you. But you know, I've learned a great deal about empathy during this trip, and you know, I think just plucking his fingernails off would do just fine. I don't think he needs to lose an eye.
Jesus.
So be it. Take him into the next room and relieve Mr. Pie of his fingernails. The wizard goes ahead and he picks him up and begins to like move him through, and like Pie just has this like shocked expression, unable to change it as he is brought into the next room.
Mr. Trebaine.
Yes, Mr.
be
Stonewind. Please, Darko. My father was Mr. Trebaine.
I see. Darko, to be fair, Pie's job was to account for us, not for the
Yes.
situation.
And he did not do so. You did the best with what you could have. And I mean, a betrayer god on the other side of a mystical doorway into several other planes, who could have seen that coming? Mr.
Not
Pie
Pie.
should have been, he should have known better.
You think he's that smart?
He should have known the moment that those wizards were trying to do something with the door, he should have advocated that you turn right around the back and have me put my people on it. We knew exactly where it was. We knew the threat that was assessed there. It's a much easier jaunt through the forest then than it was now. And so here we are.
You're giving him a little bit too much credit, if you
I
ask
just
me.
want the boy to put forth an effort. That's all.
Sounds familiar.
His fingernails are going to grow back just fine.
Exactly.
Is there
It's a very fair punishment.
Can I roll a perception just to like get the lay of the room? Or
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead. 18?
18.
Okay. Mr. Trebaine's office, for lack of a better word. First and foremost, he has a bullywug, or am I saying that right? No, not bullywug. A bullet. A bullet's head on a mantle overlooking his entire bureau, which has several papers on it and several pens. There is several like runes that are located in the corners of the room, which are of interest. Some of them are to moderate the temperature because it is muggy out in that swamp, y'all, and it basically keeps it at more or less 78 degrees in the room. But there are also other ones that are that you recognize as anti-aberration magics, aberration magics, stuff that usually can detect spell casting. You've seen similar such things used in the Cobalt Soul's libraries. Essentially, it's to keep people from stealing. It's literally like the thing when you're walking through the door and it just goes off. It just makes like alarms if you're trying to lift a book.
got it.
You are currently 10 feet away from Mr. Trebaine. He is 5 feet away from his desk, which is on the opposite side of him, away from you guys. So roughly 15 feet away from the desk from your position. There are couches in the room. Some of you, if you're choosing to sit down, are on them.
How many doors?
There is 3 doors in this room. The one you came through, the one off to his left, and the one off to his right.
Fireplace behind him?
No fireplace in this room. There is one in the previous room.
Got it.
Darko,
Yes.
punished Pie, so be it. But what is your plan to take care of the issue? Because obviously we couldn't handle it.
No.
And to be fair, if we weren't there, maybe them even more harm would have been done.
Well, Mr. Stonewind, you bring up a very good point. First, might I commend you for a job well done. And he goes ahead and he brings forth the chest and he goes ahead and hands it off to you. Now, first things first, this is for payment rendered. I assume that this is accurate onto what we agreed upon before. But now I'd like to offer you something a little bit further. I would like to offer you something I don't usually give to people, which is familial status. I'd like to induct you into the family of the Trebaines. I would like to help you secure this portal. I want to know what's on the other side of it. Because from the sound of it, there's a great many other places you can go to, all with the ease without having to do teleportation or plane shifting, right at my fingertips. And if I can go to other places, I could secure very many rare and exotic things that I can sell to people who are currently at war or just interested in procuring them. Why, the way that Pi tells it, it led to entirely other worlds, resources to be claimed and mined. I could set up with some of the dwarves from Uthadern a brand new place for them to begin mining operations. It'd be very lucrative because if you control the portal, you control the source of income, the ins and outs.
The only problem... Oh, go ahead, Dust.
The question still stands. How do you plan on taking care of the betrayer god that escaped from the portal?
How indeed. Do these... What means does a betrayer god have to inflict their will upon me? Merely have to change where the door is going to from where the side of it is. I could get some of my people on that. But there are dangers getting there, and you are the foremost expert on getting there and back without dying. So if I were to do it, if I were to launch this incursion, I would want to make sure that it was done correctly. And I would ask that you be consultants on that, both for how to combat the dangers of the forest, and of course, securing the actual location and explaining the mechanics of how the door works, to be used by the Trebaine family in exclusivity in perpetuity. Now, you solve my god problem, and I will make you richer with a constant royalty of 1% from all profits derived from anything that comes out of that portal. In addition, I will help you bankroll anything you need in order to get the job done, within here or outside, within reason. And we'll have clarification on that. But I want to take you on because you have not lied to me and proven yourselves capable of the job that you were given. You can't have seen a god coming through the portal, and it probably would have happened anyway. But now you've seen it, and from what it looks like, you've survived it.
Well, if we do this, I think I might need those glasses back.
I'm going to make you your own. How about that? We'll get you your own set, forged for your own face shape.
Well, I'm not saying yes just yet, but that's a good start.
Well, we would be able to.
Maybe speak just the four of us for a moment.
Time to consider. Yes, please. You may take the lobby room to the other side. I need to speak with a few other people in regards to Mr. Lyodon. Might have need of him.
Oh, sorry.
No, please, Miss Imogen.
Could we also get maybe another one of those charcuterie boards?
Make two of them.
You wish to have another charcuterie board? It is done. Mr. Sate, please make sure that our guests do not tire of meats, cheeses, or jams while they are within my household. Mrs. Sate has a very wry smile and goes ahead and she nods as she grabs a nearby servant person and they rush off. Remember, I'm offering you family here.
Darko, you have to consider one thing. The reason why this corruption exists is because the people that created the door could not control it.
Well, it was also done many years ago. Are we not of our times? Are we not people of resources who'd be able to research further? They're creating new and interesting things in the Cerberus Assembly on a daily basis. Why, Mr. Dust here, if I put him to task, could probably have that filled out in, well, I'd say about a week. What do you think, Mr. Dust? How long would it take you to crack my door?
That depends if I'm doing it for you. I can't give you an answer.
You can make and decide on your own pricing, your own plans, set up what you need, and I will make sure that you have it to get the task done. Ultimately, I just want the door under control. And I want all this nonsense on the back end of my woods taken care of. From what it sounds like, it's still spreading. So I now have an infestation, which I can put men at. I'll throw as many as I need to fix the problem, but I don't think that it will fix the problem. See, this is a Band-Aid, but I'm putting on a gut wound. Gonna need a little bit more of whatever magic you have to take care of it.
Speaking of which, Mr. Darko, if you don't mind, I see that you have devices that prevent magic from being used. Do you mind if I just cast something upon myself? Just it makes me more comfortable.
With the understanding that I know what it is before you cast it.
Sure. It's just a simple mage armor spell. I just feel naked without it.
Make a persuasion check.
Four.
Much as I would like to let my own guard down, I do like having a position of advantage upon you should you try anything creative. Think about it. Go into your room, have your discussion, talk about what you think would be best for not just yourselves, but the surrounding area. As I'd mentioned, whatever you had done has caused some interesting things to happen around us, and it is not an isolated incident to our grounds. Though we may have been the first hit, we will not be the last. But please, go ahead and have your discussion. Me, as a man about the house. And when you are done, simply knock, and we shall continue our discussion on our negotiation.
Sounds good.
With that, you guys can exit out into the lobby room. There are 3 charcuterie boards out there, and you see like someone just kind of standing in the back. They're like, I'll have another if you need another.
Yes.
He said, do not let you run out. There's no more table space. So I'm just going to stand here if that's all right. Or
Bring another 3. We'll be done with these 3.
bring
As
time we
one,
come back.
sir. And he puts it on like a chair and he
Bring
runs.
Could you also bring me a picture of Bitten?
Bitten. Yes. Do we have Bitten? And like he goes ahead and runs out. At that moment, someone from another room comes in. They're like, sorry, it's hard to procure. It was way in the back. But this is your Bitten, sir. And he brings it to you in a frosty mug with still the foam on top of it.
Oh, grab me another. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I want one too, actually.
So the 2 gentlemen are going to go and find you more Bitten.
Listen, if we're going to say yes or no to this man, we might as well get whatever we can before we make this decision.
Exactly. I do this every time before I buy a car.
What's a car?
Carriage. We got paid, right?
You have 1,500 gold pieces.
I brought
equivalent.
the chest with me. I definitely
yeah,
didn't leave it in the other room.
Yeah.
So-
you could just cut and run, girl.
That's 500 with an extra 500 somewhere.
Indeed.
So
So do we trust this man? Do we
Nope.
Well, do we
No.
help him relieve the god problem and not trust him, or do we do it on our own?
His offer of family is suspicious to me. But I just don't know, because I don't think we can trust him. I mean, he's clearly threatening, but we also we haven't told him everything. What if he turns on us? Even if we say yes or no, because we didn't tell him everything.
it's not a question of why if he'll turn on us. It's more of a question of when.
I agree.
I don't like the
Yes.
idea of him controlling the door.
Neither do I. Nor do I like him controlling Pie's family. And as much as if you all don't need to agree to this, But for my end, I'm going to tell Miss Trebaine to offer up the family to us if we do this.
Yes, to release Pie's family, I am completely down with that.
Yeah.
Although I will say, Imogen, I was surprised at your restraint. I was expecting
I
you
know. I know I'm going to be stuck with the three of you for a while, and you'd be giving me a bunch of shit if I didn't do something. So
I mean, you're not
don't you
wrong.
just want to smack him sometimes?
Well, smacking
Huh?
is one thing. Removing an
Right.
eyeball is something completely
That's
different.
why I said the fingernails, and he seemed to be okay with it.
Hey,
Imogen.
baby steps. That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
Imogen, Pie is different than the alley boys back in Pankvale. Like you just because you beat the shit out of them, Pie is nowhere near them.
I know, but I haven't seen any alley boys in such a long time. I've got to get my fix somehow.
They're playing down at the tavern, the alley boys. Sorry.
And that's me out.
PM's gone, guys. Let's blow up the house.
I
What's
said
that
cast
one
fireball.
song they sing that we all love so much?
Hit him with a dagger. I don't know. It's I don't know. Okay, so then what are we doing? Are we going to
We do
go
have
along?
The goals do line up at the moment. We do need to close this thing. It's not something that we can leave open.
Sir, the original guy that you sent when he was in this room brings back 3 charcuterie boards
I've been
onto a
eating
chair.
the curtain ones, by the way.
And he brings you like a hot mug of spittin'. To my knowledge, it's honey and spices that is enjoyed hot, not frosty. That's on me. But he goes ahead and he provides this beverage to you, and it is you have not had a chance to finish your current one. He's like, "Will there be anything else? We have coffee, Todd."
Ooh, coffee sounds
Giant.
wonderful.
Give me a. What is your biggest bowl of water?
Biggest.
Yes. I
think-
throw a gold down on the table. Your biggest bowl of water.
Okay, a small point of clarification. Mr. Darko has a bowl that is made out of water, and then he has bowls that can contain water. Which are you looking for?
Both. I throw another gold piece down.
Thank you, sir. I'll be right back. Oh, shit. He goes ahead and he leaves the room.
This is what it's like when we don't play for 2 weeks. We get loopy.
Game for the players, man.
There's a plan for these.
Okay.
And Glenora's just been kind of like picking at, little pieces of meat and cheese and grapes here and there,
I gotcha.
But not, she feels a little weird about taking too much advantage of the hospitality, I think. But anyway, moving
Sure.
on.
I turn to her and say, try this. Just take one piece of every different item on the board and you stack it and you eat it all in one bite.
Okay.
It's the best thing you've ever tried.
The
And
role
I
of
do
Rary
it?
the Rat will be played by
It
Imogen.
blows
is,
my
yes.
mind.
You can in
Anyway.
fact stack it all. The question is that it's this big, so the question is like, do you?
Yow!
Yow!
Sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. Just chat.
Um, what would our option be if we turned him down, and what would happen to us?
Seek more. I would like to go seek more help from those who know more arcane. Try to reach out to my master. Try to reach out to Master Levi, and those are my first 2 thoughts. I have no idea where else to go.
Okay. I don't think he's very used to being told no. So I think there's going to be a kickback if we tell him that. Are we prepared for that?
What do you think I'm doing right now? I am prepping for the worst at the moment.
I mean, to be fair, do we want to say yes and just find a way to weasel our way out of any?
I think that's a good plan myself.
Could make Mr. Trebaine the alley boys that you can beat the shit out of, or we can work with him, save Pie's family if he agrees, which I feel with how much weight he puts on us, I feel we have the leverage to do so. And
I like that second option.
alley boys?
No.
They got a new single coming out.
Oh my god.
I wanted it that way.
I wanted it that way.
That was the play on words song I was thinking of myself, actually.
Their former hit was Larger Than Goliath's.
Anyway, no,
Tearing up my armor when I'm
with
fighting.
you. Anyway, oh god, what? No, I think we should work with. I think we should maybe consider working with Trebaine. I know we can't trust him, but if he's giving us resources, it might give us a fighting chance. Literally.
This is true. I'm
Okay, I think we need to go back with a few more proposals. I think if we say yes too easily, he's not going to trust that either.
At this point, the second servant comes in. They're like, "Sir, I got your spitting. Oh, you seem to have already."
Nope. Bring it to me.
Oh,
Bring it
okay.
to me. Nope,
He goes ahead and he sets it down.
You're
He's
on
like,
the right spot.
"Is there anything else that I can procure for you, sir?"
This is going to sound really weird,
Mm.
but just this is just a Firebolt thing. Bring me flour. Just a pitcher of flour.
The cooking ingredient.
Aye.
That can be done. He goes ahead and he leaves.
What do you want the flour for?
It's just
Are you
shit that's
making a
accruing in
cake?
this room.
So, using a few things, and I have like, I can't use magic. So, let's just say it's just us again here, yeah.
Yes.
I would like to, should we get into a position where it is not favorable for us, flour, water, ice, time kind of to make a weird combination of things, either freezes them, makes them blind,
Oh.
or makes them slip. It is something. Imogen, you remember back at Pank Bale where we used to throw water at people in the winters and watch them freeze, and it's
It
just
was
the
one of
joke
my
we did.
favorite pastimes.
It's a real fucking weird sport of just throwing cold water onto pigeons, watching them freeze, and then hitting them with golf clubs.
I thought you might have been making a cake with the flour and the. But I guess I was wrong.
That's option two if we leave.
Servant comes back in, brings down the bowl of water. He's like, "I'll get the water bowl. The other one. I'll be back." And he goes ahead and he leaves again.
Perfect. Is this the regular one or is this the one made of water?
This is a bowl with water in it.
Perfect. I'll just hold on to this.
There is an accumulation of charcuterie boards, 3 mugs of spitting, and a bowl of water just in this same room.
I imagine Imogen has been like eating and then like putting things in her sack like at the same time.
Oh,
How do you think
I'm eating for the week.
Okay, so we go along with it?
Now I believe we can try to talk to him to see what we can gain in favor, and we can get him to agree to release the Lydens, and I'd be inclined to help.
The Lyodins, and maybe we can get some more money up front.
True.
I mean, maybe not
Otherwise,
1,500 gold worth, but at least something.
it's enough.
All right. Well, I guess let's go.
Alrighty. So, knocking back on the doors. They swing open once again, and Mr. Lyodon is currently sitting at his beard. He's like, now, before you say whatever it is you have decided upon, I want to go ahead and put forth this. You set out your terms, and then I will go ahead and set out mine, and then we negotiate from there. How does that sound? Just keep things neat and orderly. What is it you expect that I can provide, and then what I expect that you can provide?
In the room.
What the devil is going on in it? Can somebody clean that back up there? Thank you. Slobs, all of them.
It was
Well-
disgusting.
I apologize. I am a better host than this. You must believe me. I'll have you down for one of our more special events, and you'll see.
I would love that. I'm going to take you up on that.
I will make sure you are on the list, Miss Imogen.
Great.
Darko, you asked what we require.
What are your terms? Yes.
We will help you rid the wood of its strife, new strife that it has recently acquired, on a few conditions. You must hold up your end of the bargain as far as providing assistance, helping us acquire what we need. 2, you will release the Lyodons.
The Lyodon family?
Yes.
They're trivial. It is done.
Wonderful. 3rd, you allow us to do this how we see fit. Let us decide how we take care of this entity, and trust that we will get it done, just like we did get you the information you needed this last time.
I do not find your terms unreasonable.
We have
Paul,
one more. What?
Oh,
What?
we want 2% of the earnings each.
She means 20.
20%?
You said you would provide us a counter terms, so we will start with 20.
Well, are there any other terms? Miss Gwenora, Mr. Dust?
I would take those glasses, definitely.
Well, that's part of what we need to succeed.
That's true.
I think we all should have them.
I can have them made, almost certainly.
Look
Take
at that,
but a
2
night.
glasses.
That's probably wise. Yes.
Make sure you have them in time. Where is Giuseppe? Giuseppe, get in here. You see like a larger man with like these really intense mutton chops. He's like, how can I may have saw this, my lord? He says, I need you to fabricate 4 copies of these glasses. You think you can be up to task? Excellent. Thank you, sir. Giuseppe bows and walks out.
Mr. Darko, what else can Giuseppe create? The magical glasses seem to be a finesse of a magical item. What else is he capable of?
Well, what else would you need?
Well, if I have access to him, I'll let him know. But
He would be a part of this. What you would need to succeed, we can absolutely make that available to you. My counter proposal, my terms as I lie them out, I expect 3 tasks to be accomplished. I would like for any corruption in the woods surrounding Moliesmere to be dealt with completely. I would like to make sure that the area is secure enough, and I will provide you with men should the time come to fight on your behalf to take it back if the need is be. But finally, I want to establish you as members of the Trebaine household, and that in securing the door, I may procure full ownership of its usage and be able to solicit its services as I see fit to any interested party, so that I may fulfill your request of the percentage of the proceedings that come from there. Now, this is all the theoretical, but there are definitely people that I can call upon to do certain tasks on different places. We can harvest certain things from different planes and offer them to wizards as alchemical supplies. We can harvest different magical interests that will help other such people accomplish their goals. It's a broad term. We could speak out all day of what the possibilities are, and just rattling a few off the head makes me think of even more. But it is going to be a large-scale operation, which will require tremendous overhead, an incredible amount of oversight on my own part and people that I must employ to get done. And to make sure that everyone is done fairly, I cannot offer you 20%. That is just too much that would take into putting it in. I can, however, increase it to 3.5%, which is a substantial earning, I assure you, of every proceed that would come from there. I will make sure that I have a man, no, lady, Danielle Threepmont would be the person who would officially account for all the sums and be responsible to making sure you were awarded your royalty. You could pick it up from Shady Creek here, or if we're able to arrange something, you may be able to have it sent by way of caravan to a place. It matters not to me the particulars, but I will have Miss Threepwood employed on the matter to make sure that you were paid. Now,
we will accept 3.5 only if you offer up another 1,500 upfront for a mission.
Done. So, we have the terms set out. You will secure the portal for me. You will rid the woods of the corruption, and you will help take it back with my assistance if necessary. In return, you are given 1,500 additional pieces of funds in the count of gold. You are to be given free rein on how to proceed in this endeavor. And you want the release of the Lyodon family. Do you wish me to draw up their slave papers to be you as the primary holders?
Yes.
Done
I
deal.
would like to add one last thing.
Mr. Dust.
This, considering that we're dealing with something very, very magical and very, I would consider evil. My concern is it's going to have connection back to our families. Could you give us men to send to protect them?
But of course, your interest would be my interest. We are, of course, all one big family now.
1 second.
Yes, I
Mr. Darko.
want to talk amongst our friends again.
Gonna go
Just give me
get
one
cuddle
moment.
off to the side.
All right. Be it as it may.
Back, just really quick, go in the back of the room. So here's the thing. If our family's already in danger, and if we decide to betray our benefactor, if his men are with our family...
Oh yeah, probably shouldn't do that.
I don't think they should be watching our families.
It is either his men or us.
How about I wonder, I don't know. Maybe carrier pigeons. We'll just tell our family.
I always think that's a good idea.
And then maybe his men could come with us. I mean, if we this isn't something I normally think of, but if we betray them, like his men, and they're with us, then when we come back, if we come back, he won't have as many to kill us with.
That's true.
I don't know. But anyway, they shouldn't go to our families. No.
I like the idea of warning them. Maybe perhaps convincing Mr. Darko to allow us to send a message. I'm sure he has somebody in his ranks. If we don't, I don't know if any of us have sending, but
We would
to
need to send why we're warning them. That's the problem, is giving him information. And
well, you did just say you
No,
worried
I
about our
feel like
families.
my
I am worried.
dad, if I said I was warning him, he would just take my word for it.
No. I mean, whoever we tell to send this message needs to know why we're doing it. And knowing Trebaine, who's most likely going to ask a lot of questions. I figure it, and again, this is everyone's decision, something to agree on. But I figure our families are going to have an easier time, especially yours, Imogen, are going to have an easier time with simple sellswords than our counterparts. And should our counterparts see our families with the men, I mean, they might just kill the men anyway. But at least it's something to slow them down. That's my thought.
We don't even know where these counterparts are going. But as far as we know, they're still in the wood.
They do know where we are from.
That's true.
And if the message they sent, well, if the messages they said sent to Miss Gwenora and the warnings and threats that they said to you guys, to us, I mean, those are my biggest concerns.
I mean, if we do send them a message, the person sending the message, all they have to know is there's trouble and they need to leave.
Hey, we don't need to be any more specific than that.
Right? I don't think we have to tell them what happened to us. I wouldn't want to tell any of my family what happened to me.
That's fair.
No.
I would just let them know, hey, get out of town. Go on vacation. Seaport Damali.
How are we going to tell our family don't trust us?
I'm sorry, say it again? If they don't trust you?
No, how are we going to tell our family do not trust us? Or how are we going to?
I see.
You mean like our other selves?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they look different. You know, they are different. I think they're different enough.
It's been years since I've been home. Looking different is almost expected.
I guess that's fair. I don't know.
We can.
I say we don't send the men. We tell them we're just gonna send them a message, and we figure it out later.
Fair enough. I figure sending men. We'll not send them in, but I think that was it. Was there anything else we wanted to? I still don't know what it means to be part of this family. That is the part I would like.
Well,
to
and now
clarified.
he's saying it wasn't quite family. They said this time it was something different. What do you say?
He said he wants to bring us into the Trebaine family, but he did not clarify what that meant.
All right.
It's like a club.
Well, I don't know. I say we try and find out, and then I don't know.
All right.
I guess set out.
Yes,
So
we've got to
Stone,
take care of this.
You lead the conversation. You're much more persuasive and deceptive than I am.
Sure. So we are asking for a way to send our families a message.
Sorry.
And then we can take them up on that later. We don't have to do that right now, but that at some point we will need that.
I think we can go without that. We'll go without mentioning any of that.
Right.
Wonderful.
We'll figure it out.
Then
Again, maybe there's a pigeon out there.
Just
we'll
a pigeon.
send it.
I do want to know what being part of the Trebaine family means. So,
well, let's ask him that, and then.
Mm-hmm. And then, what do we even need to defeat a god?
Sorry, I just like
God.
to defeat another god.
I just, if I could rename the episode, that would be it.
But do we even need to defeat a god?
Well, I think as far as that's concerned, where it came from, there might be something there. There might be something from. He looks down to his hands and down to like the chest where the little hand usually comes out. Maybe there might be something in another world. Who knows? Limitless possibilities is also can work in our favor. It's a double-edged sword.
Hmm.
Are you guys ready to re-enter the room where it happens?
Did I get, is that
Okay,
guy with
Hamilton.
Does that guy? Were we in the other? We were only in the corner, right? We didn't go to the other room.
Oh, I thought you guys went into the
Oh,
other
I
room.
said that we were in the other room. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. No, that's okay. Is that bag of flour in here, or that little thing of flour?
flour's not arrived yet. They're currently cleaning off everything that was brought in.
I'm gonna like just grab a bunch of the food and just throw it.
Okay. Lots of dried meats and cheeses and jams.
It's gonna be
Fruit.
great tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Need a bag of colding.
I'm just still gonna hold the bowl and just get a mug and leave it in there.
Okay. You guys want to re-enter?
Yeah.
You do so, and you actually see the light on family. Pi and what can only be assumed is his mother and father are standing there with these kind of shackles on them. Mr. Darko is at his desk kind of drawing up. He's like, I was just finishing up the papers to release the light on family to you. So, your families, I think, were the last thing we were discussing.
Yes, we don't. We're worried about them for other reasons, and we think your men are best suited taking care of our issues here instead of our families.
Send them, don't send them, all the same to me. Less work on my end, and more people that I can have put towards what comes out of the forest.
Of course.
So,
the other thing we wanted to know, you mentioned being made part of this family.
yes.
What does that entail?
Well,
What does that require of us?
first and foremost, you would be respected as member of the Trebaine families and be provided identification as such. It's essentially, if you've never heard of a renown system, you're currently in good standing with the Trebaine family. This would allow you to have access to, well, obviously, you would have protection, lodging, sometimes special stock or insider intel, access to things that might be more street legal than, well, let's not even call it street legal. Most likely something that is illegal. Your possession would be easy to obtain for someone of our caliber. For example, if you were looking for a little bit of extra money, we can hit a few caravans nearby you and provide you with funds overnight. I mean, if you were interested in taking a hit out on someone, that would be something that we would be able to do so. Once a contact can be established, you would have the network of the Trebaine family and essentially the resources therein. I must make this clear. This is my primary focus. What you do for me is going to be pennies in comparison to what's going to be brought through that door for me.
Mm. Well,
So it's like what?
I guess above the board. So being part of sounds like being part of the family is just like access to things.
Essentially access,
Yeah.
funds, intel. There's many things that can be provided. And there is at least a member of us in each city. I will give you those names and a point of contact for anyone you'd wish to assist with. In the meantime, I have a gift for you. I think that I might have had something that would give you the advantage in a fight against this particular being. We acquired a couple on our property, not just this morning, before we got you. And they have informed us of a great deal. They were put to task for, at the same time, Mr. Pye was, and they divulged a few things to me. The location of certain objects that would be able to assist in the takedown of whatever particular threat you happen to be facing. But we can discuss that once the ink is dried, I suppose. As we have it right now, let's go ahead and make sure that your demands are clear. And takes out a small little thing, and he brings out his own kind of like tiny little half moon spectacles. You wish for 1,500 gold pieces up front, release of the Lyodon family. You wish to have free reign to conduct your business. Am I forgetting anything? You do not want anything sent to your families, if I understand.
Correct. We will handle that our own ways.
We'll
Very
probably
well.
find a pigeon.
A pigeon.
About that, Mr. Trebaine, I actually have an idea. I think that would benefit both our party and you. You need some, I would assume you would need some form of way to report to you to say we've received this, we've gone here, we've done that.
You are not incorrect.
Would
Please.
you happen to have some sort of spell that would allow me to send to you directly, or to anyone, if a point of contact of yours?
In a matter of words, I do have the means.
Would you be able to give us that as well?
Sure.
I figure communication from the get-go would be best.
Whatever you need is one of your terms, and as such, if you need it, and it is not an unreasonable request, it can be done. This does not seem to me to be an unreasonable request, and so you shall have it. So,
Thank you, sir.
of course. Now, but to make sure that my needs are met as well, we are looking for corruption dispelled, enemies dealt with my assistance, if so be, and the securing of the door for the Trebaine family, meaning that when you have held onto it, you will then release the grounds in which it is surrounded by and all knowledge therein of how to work to me to the best of your ability. I get the door at the end. I want to be that in no uncertain terms. I will be the primary gatekeeper, if you will. I plan to move this entire house closer to that door. Think it can be done, one plank at a time.
One more thing. We
This
want
would be
your,
the time to
we
go.
want
Yeah.
your assurance that you will not interfere until we are able to hand over that door.
I will need you to clarify this.
Meaning, we don't want you to get the idea that we're close enough to victory that you can double cross us and take the door from us rather than us give it to you. I know we will be part of your family, but I want to make sure that you understand that this is a trust that you're giving to us as well.
Mr. Stone, I'm hurt. Have I not followed through on our agreement in the past? I thought we had built up trust, and yet you seem to have doubts. Is this how you all feel? Do you believe this to be a worry of yours that I would not follow through to the lettering of my deal?
Well, that wasn't part of the deal, technically. You just wanted the door secured. I'm just adding more assurances for us in case things have changed here while we're inside there.
You want to safeguard that when you've done what you've done, that you get what you deserve.
And that we will be safe from any other influence while we're there.
Influence how? Just meeting the qualifier. I don't.
So we are going to be with your men
Yeah.
accomplishing a task. And if something happens and you have decided on your own that we are no longer worth it to you, I don't kid myself. You are a man that will take what he wants when he wants it.
Guilty as charged.
Exactly. So I want your assurance that that does not cost us anything.
Mr. Stone, Miss Imogen, Miss Gwenora, Mr. Dust, if I could have you follow me down to the basement, there's something I'd like to show you. Something that I promise will be of interest to you all. He goes ahead and he goes to the door to his right, opens it up, and leads you guys through the house until he
gonna
gets
stop.
to. Yeah.
I'm gonna stop Mr. Stone real quick. Mr. Stone, he's going to show us this thing, but I think I have an idea. If we can pull it off somehow, can you get that dagger? Just a small nick on him. We can cover, but if we can control how Trebaine works, I think they'll work in our favor.
You want me to nick him with Zuzu?
Maybe we can say, blood oaths. I don't know. To come up with something of this is what brings trust. Some tribal.
Got it. I understand.
Yeah.
He goes to a door in which he takes a small key from his neck, opens it, and you notice this door is strange with runes that are around it. It almost looks like a vault, like a vault. Oh my gosh, a dial in place of the door. He turns and you see several runes kind of twisting in a specific pattern. It opens up and it leads down. He says, "Go this way." He goes deeper down, and you see like these small little braziers just lit up as you guys are descending. And when he gets to your room, he says, "I must warn you, everything here is perfectly safe, but it is important that you not make any sudden movements or speak to it directly." He opens the door, and you see in a very large cage a red-skinned being that is very, very large. It has red markings all about it, and you see in its has these kind of embers as eyes. Standing before you is a pit demon or a pit devil, pit fiend. That's the word. There, that's less impressive. He says, "Mr. Stone, you were worried about trust before, and it is not something that criminal, you might call me, has had any word had not had experience on before. This is an affiliate, someone who would be able to draw up a contract to make sure that every party involved would follow their deal to the letter. Now, if you feel so strongly that there is no trust between us, we may prick our fingers, draw blood, and we will go ahead and write out a contract that cannot be reneged on so easily. Something that is enforceable on a supernatural level."
To be quite honest, I don't really believe in that supernatural stuff. It won't do me any good.
No.
But the word of a man and a signed contract, and maybe a tradition that my family holds, might make me feel at ease.
Make a persuasion check.
Dust is going to draw the runes and everything that he's seen on the door and the stuff on the devil.
Persuasion?
Is it like shackle?
Yep. It is within it's in this like almost large bird cage thing. You can see like there are glowing runes around it, but there also looks like the lights are on, but there's nobody home. The pit fiend itself is not moving.
Could I roll? I don't know. I guess it might be Arcana to try to see if I can almost learn or understand how the cave works.
You can. This would be a religion check.
Okay.
17.
17. 17.
When you're ready.
Very well. What is this tradition?
So, ironically enough, it is a blood oath. However, it's more of a sacred thing to ourselves, nothing that involves any other entity. You can understand that we may not exactly trust entities from other realms right now.
It had not occurred to me before this moment.
Yes. I have a ritual dagger, which I have. My family, whenever we would incur special contracts like this, we would have our own blood oath where we would exchange blood. And that being the symbol of our bond. I'm willing to combine that with the contract to appease both of us, if you so
Very well.
wish.
Then let us leave this room. It is ghastly, to say the least.
He gives me the willies.
I rolled an 18 on the religion check.
From what you can tell, there's very powerful, almost intrinsic infernal runes, things that are meant to keep things of this caliber in there. It looks to be a perpetuated circle of summoning greater devil. And there appears to be something extra being done to the mind of this particular pit fiend. But it looks like they're stuck in that circle and they're not moving. And from what you can tell, is derived from very high levels of magic. You guys are taken back on up. Papers are drawn up that a list. And I'm going to be clear with the party here. These are the terms.
Right.
1,500 gold, 3.5% of all future endeavors that come from that portal. Whatever you would need within reasonable cost for the Trebaine family, free reign to get it done, and the release of the Lyodon family. In exchange, you are to get rid of the corruption in the Muliesmere ruins and the surrounding forest they're in. You are to take down any of the enemies that are currently holding the position with the assistance of the Trebaine family, and securing the door for Trebaine with the understanding that he is to become the sole proprietor in perpetuity.
Mm-hmm.
A point of clarification, Mr. Darko.
Yes.
1, how do we receive this 3.5%? 2, how often do we receive it?
An interesting question. In regards to the 3.5%, we can have someone deliver it to an address for you, or we can keep it here in Shady Creek Run for you to pick up at your leisure. If there's a third option, we can discuss that as well. But as far as frequency, I'd like to do my business on a monthly or tri-monthly basis. Means you don't have to come up from, say, Rexentrum anytime that you wish to make a deposit. But we could also send it down to you, and that takes men, and roads are dangerous, and there's a war going on. I want to make sure you get paid and that it doesn't get lost. And I want to make it understanding. No. As soon as the money leaves Shady Creek Run, I will employ the people that'll take care of it. But if it gets stolen, I will not make restitution. It has left my jurisdiction. It would be safer for you to come to me, obviously, and we could provide means to transport you here. Really a matter of preference.
I think it's safe to keep here, and either we or somebody we designate can come retrieve it for us.
An emissary, a lawyer. Well, that does fine by me.
Or pigeon.
Does he speak for all of you? Do you wish to keep your funds here or have them sent?
I'd say we can hold them here, and if we need them sent, again, with being able to send to you, we can let you know we're going to be in Rexentrum, send it to Rexentrum. That way we're not coming and going. It seems very, it doesn't seem too productive. Seems like a waste of time to have us walk up here to come get it and come back.
Certainly. You will be speaking to Miss Threepwood on any and all analyzation of the accounts so that everything is above board, binding, and fair.
I'm for monthly.
Monthly it is. We will make the funds available for you to pick up here or to send out as per your request. And you can obviously change it if you need be. That goes without saying. Merely say the word to Miss Danielle. I will put her to task to handle your accounts once we establish the doorway. But, Mr. Stone, I believe we have some veins to open. He goes ahead and he rolls up his sleeve. He takes out his own war pick and he dives it into his...
I said, I do have a ritualistic dagger, if you don't mind. It's something that was passed to me from my family.
Well, you sure took your sweet time saying it, son. I almost cut open my hand.
I did tell you downstairs.
We have been amassed with details.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
He goes ahead and he provides his hand. He says, careful now.
Don't
want to have any accidents here on the premises.
Just a little prick. And I'll just poke his finger.
That'll do it.
And then I'll poke mine as well.
Okay.
This, to be clear, it was the pinkies that I poked,
Sure.
and this is what my family calls the pinky square. And I'll put my pinky up.
Some of those contact. Oh, go ahead and sign the forms at the table. I actually do, as a member of Trebaine household, once we put this matter behind us, I do get forwards from bards pretty often. I, believe it or not, actually have the back alley boys playing over in Rexentrum within 2 months' time. I myself am more of a in-tune sort of purveyor, but the two bands have been compared so much, I could take either or.
In tune. I'm done. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, a concert may be in order to celebrate eventually.
I do look forward to it. Does anyone who wants to sign next? Mr. Stone, I believe you just did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll sign as well.
Very good.
I'll put Zuzu back in his sheath after it.
I will sign as well.
Very good. Miss Gwenora?
Yeah, I'll sign.
Excellent. And we are as family. First things first, he goes ahead and he, actually, you know what? At this point, let's go ahead and take our break, and then we'll go back to all the goodies that you get.
Yay.
All right.
So I've got what, 36, 15 minutes from now would be what, 40, 51. So we will be back at my 5:51.
All right.
Did you send the or not I guess the terms, but just so I can have it in the notes.
Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and forward that over through chat.
Cool.
Very cool.
We'll be back, Chad.
Bye.
Bye. Hello.
Fucking back alley boys. Hi, Dino.
Ah,
There's a mode that my cat goes into on a daily basis that I just refer to as full crackhead, where he arcs his back, he dangles his tail off the end of him as though it's no longer attached, and he just loses his fucking mind.
So you'd
Sounds
say
about
the
right.
back alley boys are back.
Okay, real discussion here, and I do want to wait for Caroline to be here because I feel like this does need to be decided on as a group. But I think we have a name for what we want to call this adventuring party.
Uh-huh.
And I believe it might be Back Alley Boys or Back,
Back
Alley
Alley.
People. I don't know what
Yeah.
sounds best to you.
I kind of like Back Alley Boys, honestly.
Yeah.
What do you call yourselves? Babs.
Babes.
Babs.
How did you find a way to already ruin it?
Well, let me tell you my secret power.
Made myself a drink over break.
Nice.
I should have done that. God damn
That's on you, brother.
it. You're right. Fuck.
I'm trying to remember what the name of the ale. I want to say it was Storm Brew Ale.
Yeah.
For
Storm
yeah, yes, I rock. I remember details that no one else really should. Hello, Caroline. How do you feel about the
Oh,
group
boy.
being called the Back Alley Boys going forward?
You're muted.
Oh, sorry.
She's eating her charcuterie.
I like Back Alley Boys.
All right.
It's fun.
Okay.
Good old Babs.
Caroline, we're
venturing
the
around
Back Alley Boys now. Our party.
Is it with the Z or an S though?
It's got to be with the Z.
How many
Caroline, you are
Zs?
muted. Yeah, you. There you go.
Picture the Back Alley Boys being like boy band pop meets bluegrass.
I'm down.
I like it.
Down.
So, like, Mumford and Sons? No,
Not way cooler and not
Way
nearly as
cooler.
basic.
As long as I can play the upright bass, I'm down.
Okay. I'm gonna play the jug. Ooh, ooh.
I'll play the harmonica.
Um,
I should get
like
some of that
the like
like
the
four of them.
washboard. No?
I could.
Percussion. The one like the ones with like the symbols and stuff on it. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, what, for the washboard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they have like little
Oh.
symbols on it and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they do that, don't they?
Some of them.
Huh. Well, maybe then. Maybe, yeah.
It's the weirdest band. I love it.
Yeah. The rendition of "I Want It That Way" is it breaks music. Anyway, so you guys have gone ahead and you've made the deal with the Trebaine family. Well done. Let's find out what you guys won. First and foremost, you guys are going to get a set of sending stones that are given to you by Darko Trebaine. Who wants to hold on to those? Literally the first person who raises their hand. It's yours. Done deal. Damn it.
No, go ahead and give it to Dust.
Damn it! I was hoping for the sending spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get
just
sending
got
stones.
'em.
They're essentially walkie-talkies to the Trebaine household. You guys get another 1,500 gold up front. Bob Bang is given to you and counted out within the hour. You guys can add that into your coffers. Next, the
Some of
Light
them
On
375.
family.
375 again. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
275.
The Light On family, yes.
Yes. Sedwig, Cerilia, and Pi are all relieved unto you as slaves. Here, your property to do with what as you will. You were given the papers, and you can see that Pi's fingernails are very much still on his hands, and it does not appear as though the dad is bleeding from the mouth, or in fact, feeling any kind of dental discomfort when he's issued over to you.
Does anything seem weird about them?
No, honestly, they look like pretty well-fed, taken care of people. They're clearly laborers. Their hands are rough, but they're not they're not people who look like they've been mistreated, whipped, bruised, or injured in any way. Mr. Darko goes ahead and he calls for people to like start bringing in like champagne and he says enough of like charcuterie boards. So let me go ahead and get like just some white cake and begins having it served out. He begins just kind of commenting. He says, I suppose you'd expect them to be missing one of their pearly whites, but I find that with slaves, the better you treat them, the less likely they are to riot or rise against you. After all, you're sitting in the middle of Shady Creek Run. Where are you going to go? So make yourself the best option to stay, and they will.
I thought you were going to remove Pie's fingernails.
I just need to put the fear of me in him.
Ah,
No need to actually cause some hindrance to the boy. After all, he did the best he could with a bad situation. I just needed to make sure you guys saw that I was a man of serious business, and I could still have them removed for you, but I suppose now I'd have to charge since they are technically your property.
No, that won't be necessary.
I thought not.
I'm sure if Imogen decides that she needs to have some retribution on the young man, then it will be done.
I would ask the party here to start thinking of things that they would need on their journey, as it will be quite extensive. Where will you go?
Say it again?
Oh, where will you go? How would he intend to going about the matter?
I was going to say, you mentioned objects that would assist us.
Yeah, damn right I did. You know what? We procured from Mr. Jackson and Miss Felicia, mostly Jackson. The man had leads on a couple of vestiges of divergence, as well as another arm of the betrayers. I don't technically lead into all of this as it was before my time, and insane magical items are usually something that one of the other families deals in more so, but in this case it might be advantageous to you to have a couple of weapons that were wielded by gods or god champions or whatever it was. This is what we know. In Barothkra, there is a specific item that was given to Champion of Kor, the Storm God. If one such believes, this person imbues someone with incredible strength and the ability to create lightning and thunder in their very fists. A worthy thing, but it is held onto by the orcs that are there. Every single year, and it is coming up upon that date, they hold a contest of sorts to see if anyone is worthy of the Storm Girdle. The next item is something in your hometown, Mr. Dust. The Grimoire Infinitus wasn't actually created by a god. It was created by a bunch of wizards from a Aeorian city. This is during the Age of Arcanum. The greatest magical advances of our time were put forth into creating a book with endless pages and a great deal more spells, and actual spells cast that were contained in this book became powerful, if one believes such tales. Currently held in Rexington by, you guessed it, our old friends at the Cerberus Assembly. So, best of luck there, but our resources are at your disposal. Disposal?
Sure.
Disposal.
Disposal. Thank you. Now, the last one's a bit of a trick, but I heard tale that a specific arm of the betrayer, a large war hammer wielded by Torog's people himself, remains somewhere on the Blight Shore. I thought, if you're going up against the Crawling King, why not better than to use something that he himself forged? Hit him with a little bit of his own medicine. Sadly, the last report of the champion of Torog was somewhere in the Blight Shore. That will be an issue for you. However, it is a powerful weapon of reckoning, something that people speak about in fear. Anyway, if you were looking to go toe-to-toe with a god and needed some assistance, I would recommend you to one of those 3 locations and to procure on it.
And where did you see that blade was?
I mentioned no blade.
Sorry.
The hammer, Grovel Thrash, is currently in the possession It is located over in the Black Shore. At least that was the last we heard tell of it. Some people say that it made its way to the Menagerie Coast, but whether one shore or the other, my intel would tell me Black Shore.
So we have a hammer, we have some gauntlets, and what was it? The
Storm
lightning
girdles.
storm girdles.
What I'm told is some sort of a belt. I
Got it.
could not speak on it.
And a spell book of sorts.
Yes.
One thing that would aid us tremendously. Do you have access to rapid travel?
Well, depends.
No, I don't need one. Thank you.
I myself could probably get. That is the question, isn't it? I myself do not possess a teleportation portal, but I know people who know people, and for a nominal fee can get someone transported to a teleportation circle if we really needed it. Otherwise, I'm about 3 days away from pretty much anywhere getting anything to anyone. Although, if you're trying to get something from here in Shady Creek Run over to you in the Menagerie Coast, that'll take extra time. Why? What is the aim?
Oh, I just mean to get to where these things are.
We can provide you with mounts, people who can take you from point A to B. I hate travel myself. I don't do well on the road, so I always have emissaries to work on my behalf. But it means we have people who have been just about everywhere in the world. It really just depends where you want to go to first. I can recommend you the right people for the job.
You have a map handy that we can take a look at.
You may have. He goes ahead and he provides you with a map. If you have not already seen where all these places are, Rexingtrum is probably the closest one to you. Blightshore might be the farthest, and Barafkra is over in the Graying Wildlands, which is kind of closer to where y'all are at. And this is going to be a crapshoot right now. Here's the map of the world. You guys are over in the Savalier Road. Specifically, Shady Creek Run is Aki. Barafka is here.
Okay.
Back over here to Shady Creek, Rexingtrum is here.
Okay.
And the Blight Shore is this.
So the book is in the book is in Rexingtrum.
Yep.
The girdle is in the Graying Wildlands.
Yep.
And then the hammer is on the Blight Shore.
That's correct.
Okay.
Mr.
Well, I
Darko.
suppose if we could get the two that are closest first, and then find a way to get ourselves travel over to the Blight Shore.
Blight Shore might be the furthest from you, but given your connection to Mr. Thalis, you might be able to move through a little faster, I dare say.
Did you
Dust,
find
you had
more
some-
on Thalos?
Hmm?
Did you find more on Thalos?
We did, to a degree. Mr. Thalis is part of a very powerful den that operates in the Kryn dynasty. If you are on a friendly basis with him, they typically use teleportation circles to move themselves from area to area. Indeed, they have other magics that do not even require a teleportation circle. I would be very interested if one could procure the spell, Mr. Dust, and then give it to one of our scribes to see if we can't work something out on our end too. Maybe help us all here in these trying times.
We'll do what we can.
We'll do what we can with that. Speaking of that, do you happen to have a connection to anybody who does have spell scrolls to sell, or paper, or anything that I can use to?
I thought you'd never ask. We can go ahead and discount the pricing of those by about half because we do need to offer the supply. But I can have a man get you the proper ink and paper that your types typically need for learning of spells. It could be done. If you want to front the money now, I can have a runner be sending out for it and have something on your desk before you leave my home.
Me. 400 gold worth. And I
400
would
gold
like
worth.
and I would like 200 gold. If you can turn this into gold dust for me.
Very well. So we'll call that an even 400. The 400 with a 50% discount, and then we'll go ahead and turn the remaining amount into actual gold dust. We can procure that for you without any kind of issue.
And do you
Yeah.
also have, apologies, I realize that now that I'm looking through my things, do you happen to have access to charcoal herbs, like high quality incense as well?
We could probably supply you with a few of your odds and ends for magicry, yes.
Perfect. Could I get another 100 of worth of that? 100 gold.
That can be done. You can go ahead and I'm running the total now here. So 400 reduced to 200, and then 200 worth of gold, so 400
So
total.
500 total.
500 total.
Darko, these journeys, different legs of the journey that we are about to take are going to be dangerous.
Very much so.
We will get hurt, and Gwenora, as amazing as she is at keeping us safe and alive, some liquid aid would be much appreciated.
I have a fine scotch, but I believe you are talking in the words of health potions.
¿Por qué no los dos?
On hand, I think that we can go ahead and issue out 4, as we do need to keep the majority of them on site to protect against the things out in the forest. But I will depart with 4 standard healing potions for you, and upon your destinations, merely look through the list of contacts. I will entrust that to you, Miss Imogen. You seem capable, and you do not seem to let things go easily. These are the names of any individual that work with the Trebaine family. Go ahead and you find each corresponding member within the town you go to. Someone should be able to assist.
Wonderful.
And you can stone me if you have any issues. I mean,
I would love
you
to.
can. Very good. Anything else that you may be requiring?
Do you mind if I just test the stones? Just to see. And I'm just gonna walk towards the other side of the room, and they're just testing.
A test and received.
Perfect.
Very good.
Wow.
Modern magic. Fascinating stuff. Both.
Wonderful.
Did you give us the paperwork for Sedwig, Cerelia, and Pie?
Oh, yes. It's on my desk there. Yours to take.
Grab all 3.
Excellent. I hope they service you. I have no idea what Pie did on that journey, but, you know, I won't ask, and you must not have to tell.
A lady never tells.
Oh, wait. One last thing, real quick. Could I exchange 300 gold for a diamond, like a 300 gold diamond?
Say no more. Do you just need the one?
2.
2. I believe that we can go ahead and crack open the vault, see what we have. They are able to procure for you 2 300 golds worth of diamond.
Okay.
Excellent.
Will, would you like gold back for that, or are these trivial to you?
Oh no, I'd need something to offset the cost of that, so I'll go ahead and take the funds that you're offering there.
Okay.
What's money if you can't spend it?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh, darn. She kicks the ground
Nice
begrudgingly.
Anyway, yeah, there's 600 gold back for you.
Thank you.
That's all I need.
Wonderful. I think, I don't know, Imogen, is there anything else?
So I'm sorry, I missed it. Are we going into town to get a few things?
Well,
I
you can-
believe Darko offered to
To just do it for us?
procure it for us before we left.
What would you need?
I was just in the market for, you know, some gauntlets of Titan grip or, you know, something. I just want to feel a little more magical, I'm going to be honest.
Well, let me go ahead and see what we've got here.
Just want to feel a little more magical.
It's hard out there for a barbarian. You want to understand?
Which would it be to get her?
that's the next-
That's my solo album when I leave you all.
It's hard out there for a barbarian.
How much would it be for her to get her weapon coated in silver or even enchanted?
About 50 gold to get it silvered. It's about 100 gold to get it enchanted to a plus. Is it 100? I don't even know anymore. 100 seems cheap.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's a little more than that.
A little
But we'll
bit.
take 100.
That sounds like a good deal to me.
We can make it available, but they are the gloves at least. Those are going to be a little bit more on the expensive side. Uncommon. We've got gauntlets of ogre power currently on stock.
Okay. And what's the price of those?
Those, I have all this stuff written down for shit that I was going to do later, and I should have done during the break. But
Making your drink, sir.
how dare you? Listen, it's hard being a TM.
I know.
It's not. It's
pretty hard.
It's
hard.
tough. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm not at a place
Yeah,
where
I'm
I
not
could
ready
be
for that
DMing,
yet.
so
Oh,
Call it 300 gold pieces.
Okay. I can do that.
All right, your strength score is 19 with those attuned.
Sweet.
Nice.
do you happen
Yeah.
to have any jade dust?
How
We're
much you
shopping-
need, fam? You looking for a dime?
70 gold worth of jade dust.
We're taking advantage of our dealer.
That's all right. That can be. You need to get all the things you need to do to be able
That's
to do
true.
your job, bro.
It was in the
Real.
contract.
It's true. It was literally. It was in the fine print.
Mm-hmm.
You can 70 gold dust of jade can be provided to you. This is look. If you need to stock up, this is it because there might not be a lot of trips around the road. I don't do shopping episodes.
I know.
Right.
I'm like, let's do it.
I guess. Shit. I'm trying to remember. I wasn't thinking about this, but now I might have to.
Oh,
He's like, give me 3 daggers, 2 swords, longbow, and 5 bombs.
Is it? Yeah, 5 bombs.
Adam or regular?
Golden rings.
Might
It's actually
save
like-
it.
Basically, build a Thanos gauntlet.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what it is.
Mr. Virgil, what are you doing over there?
How much? I've noticed that I'm very much an up close stabby kind of guy, and when I get up and close and stabby, I get stabby right back. So, do you have anything besides armor that could help me without hindering my attacks?
Y'all looking for a ring?
Perhaps.
To rule them all.
Girlfriend. Well, if one were to say pretty please, a ring of defense might be able to be procured for you. Oh, you've got it. That's a bad idea to give to you.
Ring of defense.
I think it's called Ring of Defense. Yeah. Go back through the book.
You're the DM. If it's too
True.
easy for me, if that would be too easy for me to receive,
It only means that the Loom. Wait, no, Lumen's
she
still
said
the one here.
no. She said she needed to restart. She'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Barbarians have to flex. She'll be back.
I just saw Virgil. He's got the zoomies.
Yeah.
Oh
man,
yeah,
roll in
he's
the
gone
back.
full crackhead. It's not even funny. Charlotte and I, whenever we wake up and we see him like already fronting on us, we're like, "There goes the crackhead that I see each morning." Like, Ring of Protection. It's rare. I'll give you the rare pricing for it.
Might not get it then.
Hey man, you what is money if you can't spend it? You know?
That's true. I did have some already on me, considering my background.
It's true. Let's see. How much will I have you shell out for this? Something. Here we go. Rare 2d10 plus 1,000.
Oh Jesus!
That'd be 19,000 gold pieces.
Yeah. Nope.
Not quite.
Yeah,
there.
that's crazy
Almost there.
expensive.
Never mind. I'll get a little stabby, I guess.
I lean over to Mr. Stone. Mr. Stone,
if we stop by Hupperdook, I may be able to help you out in finding something to prevent you with your stabby stab problem.
Wonderful. Is Hupperdook on the way anywhere? I don't think it is.
Not to the first place. Well,
So here's the benefit, right? You can go to Rexingtrum, which might be the closest one. Depends. At least it's probably the one that you can get to the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Baroftkra, which is up north and probably the second most, if not the closest one. The third one is Blight Shore. Now that might be a longer trip, but if she's back.
Hey.
Sorry about that.
perfect.
All good.
Okay.
We're discussing travel plans, coach
Okay.
versus business versus first class, all that stuff.
First class.
Mr. Darko, now that I think about it, do you happen to have an artificer? I can't say the
Artificer?
thank you. I can't say the fucking word. Do you have one of those? Do you happen to have one on your payroll?
Giuseppe does the best work that he can.
Is Giuseppe anywhere nearby?
Yes, we can call for God. Giuseppe, get here, boy. He comes back, the larger man with the intense mutton chops. How can I be of service, my lord?
I would, Giuseppe, I would like to talk to you and me. I would like to see your craft and see what you can create and maybe learn a thing or two from you.
Is that right?
Yes.
What?
Ooh, I know. Really quick. Do the Giuseppe thing. I just remembered what I wanted. You're good.
Okay. What is you looking to find out about?
Maybe learn a bit of your craft. Maybe see if you can either enchant something for my friend here, for to help with his defense. I'm interested in learning how you apply your magics to non-magical items. Might service us better in the future.
Sure. Take you into the workshop. Show you a couple things. Why not?
Also, Mr. Darko, very odd request, but I have a very big sweet tooth for them. Could you hand me tons of honeycomb, just as much as you have, just maybe 10 of them?
I'll see if we have any about the house. He's going to go ahead and call for someone. They don't have a ton of honeycomb because they're not really close to anything that would have bees nearby. So you're only going to get like 3, 4, 5, maybe.
Perfect. That's fine.
Mr. Stone, you had a request?
Yes. You strike me as a man who likes the hunt.
He looks over at the bullet. He's like, go on.
There is something I would request. I would be happy to exchange some money for it as well. I have a short bow, which has been very handy, but I have a feeling you have something more efficient and more powerful. Maybe a crossbow or even a hand crossbow.
So that is easily done. See Skur on the way out, Mr. Skirmish.
I'm done.
Not a pun. It's what he asked people to call him by.
Okay. Skirmish.
Skirmish. He insists upon it. He will not give me a secondary name. But talk to him. He should be able to just get you one. Tell him that I sent you.
Sure.
So, one other thing I wanted to let you know about. I don't know if it's any interest to you, but the Savalier Wood was lousy with certain tales of a god that used to live here. It was cursed by the goddess Melora. I don't believe in such things myself, but if you find yourself heading towards the Kryn dynasty, there's a small stop that you may make over in Asarius. Supposedly, that is the last known holding place of the god of truth, whatever that means. I don't know if it would even be of interest, maybe a footnote on your jury, a sideshow attraction at the best, but should you find yourself in the area, You may be able to inquire about this particular being and see if they can offer you any insight into how to kill one of their kind. Worth a look. And it'd be on your way to the Black Shore, so all the same.
Wonderful.
You have a few different objectives. Where will you go first?
I was thinking if we go to Rexingtrum, we can see our friends at the Cerberus Assembly, your friends, Dust, and not only get some more information, but also receive the book if possible. But I don't know if that's where you all want to go.
He does look kind of like visibly anxious. He's like tapping chairs or anything.
I know it's not the best situation, but maybe if we get that over with first.
I will defer to the group on this one. Going into the... Being closer to the Cerberus Assembly is not my favorite. Would not be my first choice, but seeing my siblings also would be good.
Well, so our options are Rexentrum,
Mm-hmm.
or the Graying Wildlands first. Correct.
Oh, going home might be nice, but also
Yes.
completely leaving this place sounds nice too.
So, Rexingtrum then?
We can toss it to a die.
Going home is not home for you. Is not Rexentrum, right?
No. Home,
Oh,
is
sorry.
the Grey,
Palebank.
home is Palebank in the Green Wilds. Yes.
Oh,
I see.
Well,
that I mean, if that makes sense, then we could go there first if you'd like to check on your family.
It does take care of
Imogen, that would be for you too.
I would like to do that if we have the time.
It's true.
Then to the north.
to the
Now,
north.
For Denthalus, we would is that it's in the Graying Wildlands, or it's there?
Denthalus is more towards the east.
He's in the Kryn dynasty.
Yeah, on the way to the Blight
on the way
Shore.
to the Blight Shore, right? Okay, cool. I was just getting it.
All
my
good.
head better.
Hey, conceptuality in this place, like check the map. I'll send it back in the chat.
I have the source book, but I don't. I was like, I'm worried to like look into it. I just want to make sure I can only see the map
it's
and
like,
nothing else.
what truth will I find?
Right. Okay. Yeah. I guess. Let's take you both home.
Seeing
Alrighty.
family sounds nice, but also getting Imogen extremely strong with the Swarm Girdle also sounds very scary.
About those mounts.
Yes.
Horses?
But of course, we would take you by carriage. If you're heading up north, recommend horses for the most part. We'll get you each your own. What do you want done with your slaves, though?
We'll talk with them and we'll figure it out with them. They'll be with us.
Yes.
Should I procure more mounts for you?
Yes.
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 Very well. We'll have 7 horses ready for you.
Wonderful. Is anything else? Back alley boys?
No, I think we've probably not quite maxed out our hospitality, but I think I'm ready to move on.
Yes, I just need to see a man about a crossbow, and then I'm ready to ride on out of here.
And then Imogen, did you want something magical for your weapon?
I think, did you get the gauntlet?
I got it. Yeah.
Gauntlet of ogre strength?
Gauntlets.
Enjoy
Shit.
those.
Fuck.
Better watch out.
I will.
Better
I
not
better watch out.
cry.
When we go see Giuseppe, Imogen, I would like to pay to have your weapon silvered. Anything that makes it magical would be beneficial.
That is really kind of you.
It gives you so much joy to kill things, and I don't want to take that away from you.
It's really nice. I agree. It does. It makes me really happy, and I've been refraining for quite some time.
I see that. I see it in your eyes. It's also why I want to pay for it. So you don't come after me first.
Thank you. I feel like that's a thank you present for only,
Survival.
for being a little nicer to Pi.
A little bit, yes, that too.
What's his deal? He's not coming on this trip, is he?
No.
Okay.
We'll talk about that when we're not here.
Alrighty. As it's getting later in the day, since the negotiations have taken part most of the day, and you guys have spent a few hours at this place, you guys now have lodging availability over the Trebaines when you previously did not. So you guys don't have to even stay in the shack. You can stay in the property.
Cool.
So if you all want to go, yes, Mr.
I'd like
Stowe.
to see a man about a crossbow.
So you go to
Mr.
Mr. Mesh is waiting to receive you.
Mesh.
He is the gentleman who turns around is a half orc with what looks to be like a red tattoo of barbed wire encircling both of his biceps. He has a ponytail drawn back, but his sides of the head are shaved. He's a gentleman who is wearing what almost looks to be like this kind of red, almost butcher's apron. He kind of turns over at you and he says, "Hang on, does anyone else in the party follow him to this area?"
I could go alone if everybody wants to go to bed. I don't care.
I will go with you.
I will not.
Okay. Alrighty. As Dust and Stone enter into the establishment, this gentleman turns around and he says, "You lot."
What? Sorry, one sec. Imogen, did you want me to take your axe with me?
Oh, I thought we were going together.
Oh.
That's somebody else, though. That's the artificer, right?
Artificer wouldn't be the one that silvers it. It would actually
Not
be
the
this
silver.
guy, Skirmesh.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. So then you're with us.
Alrighty. The three of you enter in and he immediately singles out you, Dust. He says, "You lot gonna wait outside."
What?
Read the sign. He points to a sign that says "No magic." It's spelt incorrectly, but it does get the point across.
No stairway to heaven.
It's the sign behind it.
Listen, we don't want any trouble.
Neither do I.
That's-
That's why he's staying outside.
He does have some business with you, but it can be handled through me if you like,
Yeah, I'd like that.
or through,
What do you
through
need?
Imogen. Well, first things, so we can get his money. This very capable barbarian would like to have her axe silvered.
Right, that's 100 gold pieces.
Dust.
Aye.
100 gold. Throw it in.
I'd throw it in.
I look over at him and just go, "Thanks."
Just nod and smile.
All right. Sounds like enough, isn't it? Love, let's go ahead and see her.
What?
I'll get to silvering. Anything else you need while we're waiting on this?
Yes. I'm looking for a hand crossbow. If you happen to have anything, whether it's ammunition or the crossbow itself, if you have anything that is bolstered in any way, I would happily pay extra for that.
Bolstered, eh?
Yes.
Well, your lot, seeing as, yes, politely, your full house rules, I'll go ahead and make the tinker top design imprinted into a hand crossbow. Now, when this butte goes off, if you hit a natural 20, then you're going to be able to fire. It fires twice. If you hit a natural 1, it hits you.
Oh, I got it. I know exactly.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful.
I am definitely lifting from Mercer here, but
Oh yeah, no, I love it. I'll be happily take Knott's crossbow. Wonderful. How much do I owe you?
Well, let me go ahead and find it. You're with Trebaine. He
Correct.
mentioned to me that I was supposed to just hand over. So whatever ammunition you can get. But between you and me, it's a dickhead move to just take a specially modified crossbow, one of a kind, really, for just nothing.
Oh,
So
no,
tell
I
you
was
what.
fully prepared to pay, so I will happily give you what we can agree is a fair amount.
I say 25 gold pieces. That'll at least get me enough to put in the rec order for the next one.
I'll give you. Did you say I would have to find my own ammunition?
Oh no, we can provide that for you here. That I can get you free of charge.
Wonderful. I'll give you 25 you asked for, plus another 75, because you're a good man.
100 gold? You trying to take me out to dinner, love?
If I wanted you, you'd be mine, my friend.
Come back tomorrow for the great axe. I'll have it all silvered up for you. Bolt, weapon. Make sure you're not aiming it at your eye there, mate. I've seen too many people lose their eyesight because they just don't know how to operate it.
I understand that. Don't worry, I am quite capable.
I've heard that line before. Well, smooth talker. Unless you'd be needing anything else, you just take off my shelves. You there in the back outside my shack.
Oh, I was gonna ask you if he could see me. I thought I was like outside door was closed. But
Do
can
you
see me?
want to just walk to the side and be unseen?
Yeah, I'll just like kind of like walk to the side where he can't be seen. But I'm gonna cast. Hopefully, whatever. I'm gonna cast message to Stone. Stone, could you buy me medium armor and a shield?
Sure. Skur, do you have any medium armor and a shield, and how much would that set me back?
Well, I'll tell you what. If we're talking strictly speaking, how much the armaments would actually cost wholesale, then I'd say I could offer him maybe chain shirt for 50 gold, and then a shield for another 10.
Excellent. You know what? I'll pay the 60 gold.
Sounds like a plan. You can go ahead and take them off the shelves there. You tailoring this for humanoid, halfling, gnome, Goliath?
It's more towards the Goliath side of things. It's for the
It's
friend.
the furthest one. He gets a small little pole and it reaches up to like the top, and he just like takes it off the rack and brings it over. There you go. Fun material, this.
Yes. You can keep the hanger.
Well, would it be anything else?
No. Imogen?
No, I'm more than happy.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. Love I have a working and not a tick.
Okay. The crossbow is just it's only on the crit that everything else is normal about it, right?
Correct, yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, Skur, it's been a pleasure.
But I dare say I'd say the same to you.
Wonderful.
Please come back anytime. Not him, but you two are welcome back anytime.
We'll make sure he stays further away.
Yeah, appreciate that. Nothing against his type, just magic casters. Get all the fun stuff. Have a beautiful night.
Thank you.
What's everyone's plan from here on? Like, if you want to go straight to bed, you could go to bed.
I'm gonna go to meet Giuseppe to talk to him about.
Right. I would probably go to bed after.
Excellent.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Dust.
You guys want to like go out for drinks or something?
I mean, we don't have to go out anywhere. We can just have drinks here.
Okay, that sounds good. It's not like we're going to talk to anyone else besides our group anyway. That's always how it goes.
NPCs, what? We got to rehearse for our new concert.
Not a bard in the group, and yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, just meet Giuseppe and talk with him.
Alrighty. Mr. Dust, you approach the workshop of Giuseppe. It looks like a little, an open-aired kind of area where plenty of like little things happen. He's currently working on the solidery of a small little, what looks to be pommel on a blade. He says, So, do you... it's hard to talk, like, what is it that you need?
I would like to learn your craft.
Like craft?
Right, everything that you're doing right now. I realized recently through a very harrowing experience that I'm going to need more power than just what is in my mind.
What is your goal? You're here for how long?
To be honest, I don't know. We might leave tomorrow. We might leave in a couple of days. As much as I can learn, the better. I'll stay all night if I need to.
All night. What I've learned over the course of several years, some my own coming to. This is not something that I can communicate to you in a matter of 2 days. You will tell me what it is you are looking to accomplish. I can tell you if it is doable in the time frame. Otherwise, you will need to come in more often. Mr. Trebaine has told me that you must be in here and we must help you out as see fit. Fine, I will do that. But I am artificer. I am no miracle worker. I do not have any shortcuts beyond teaching you the hard work. You are a wizard. I assume you'll come from long line of study of magic, but this is application of magic in a medium that you are unfamiliar with. This is not different language. This is different art form.
Then I will not take those shortcuts and learn from you however long it takes.
Very well. Is this just your way of being able to get artificer level later on?
Yeah.
Okay. Over the course of an hour, you get to learn and even joke with Giuseppe a little bit. The gentleman teaches you how some basic components, some things that you can learn in like remedial, like second grade elective or high school elective kind of application of the sciences. You will have your in for a level into artificer later on.
Would like if my plan is to probably go 2 minutes.
Okay.
But just 2.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
You definitely have the means to.
Cool.
With everyone else going to bed, everyone will go to sleep.
I'm staying up the whole night with Giuseppe?
Oh yeah, if you want to stay
Okay,
up all
cool.
night,
Cool.
then you guys are pretty much, you stop on one particular subject that I kind of want to play out here. He says, do you know how to make ever-burning lantern?
Kind of, I get the idea. It makes sense to me if you apply it correctly, but from what you've told me.
I do not mean this. And he goes ahead and he taps something, and like just a magical everlight brazier just lights up and has a purple hue in the room. He says, this is not my intention. I will show you something. And he goes underneath the floorboards that are just kind of glowing, and you see these kind of like fish bowls that he pulls out with like some chain. He says, this one has burned for 8 months. It's kind of like this reddish orange hue. He says, I use certain elements when combined together and giving proper spark, burn longer. I have not found my ever-burning lantern yet, but I am still looking. I ask everyone I meet who has learned if they've seen material that would create ever-burning lantern. I've used phosphorus, but brighter does not always mean longer. In fact, it goes out quicker than most. Regular charcoal, regular wood does not last nearly as long as maybe hour to 3. But this came from Blightshore. You know Blightshore. Do you know what is in Blightshore? There are
The Kryn dynasty?
the Kryn dynasty ends at Blightshore. Blightshore was the worst of calamity. You hear in children's stories of massive electrical winds, of psychic miasma, which messes with the mind, gaping sudden sinkholes. They are metals that burn. Do you know what Godrot is? On Draconic as the Ushmadad.
Would I know?
You can make a history check. Oh, I want him to get it. I want him to get it so bad.
19.
19. God's Rot, WROGHT, is metal that has been spilled with God's blood. It is a very rare occurrence that happened mostly in the Calamity, mostly in that area. And the blood gets onto the metal and it just stays on there for a time. And then it becomes infused, causing it to become God's Rot. It's usually onto iron.
You're referring to God's blood.
God's Rot is God's blood with metal infused. The material is not unlike ice flex. It is mysterious, hard to come by, very rare exposure of certain elements.
Mm-hmm.
Everlight Lantern burned for record 1 year, 7 months, and 16 days before going out, when properly applied.
What burned it out?
Time. Eventually, entropy is what erases everything. There is not enough energy to contain for everything. Burns on a smaller level, smaller than we can even see with our smallest looking glasses. But one day I will find it. And should you find anything, you bring to me. I'd be very interested in an ever-burning lantern.
Did you create Sending Stone for me to contact you directly?
Difficult to say. Shorter cut would be
You know the spell that it can do better, but
take time. Make a persuasion check.
literally a 0 because it's I rolled a natural one.
You have Sending Stone. What you can ask me, you can ask Trebaine. He will send over to me. No need for several Standing Stones. You get confused. You speak into one and then the other says, hello, this is Mr. Trebaine. How can I help you? And he's confused. And then I get in trouble for giving away resources for things. It's not good.
I might not have any resources to help you with an ever-burning lantern, but I do have access to time magic, which could speed up your process.
Magic already create ever burning or ever lit lantern. I want ever burning. It's niche, it's smaller. Can do it with magic. I want to do it without magic. Study of the sciences.
Why aren't you in Huppaduke?
When you are talented, there are two people that are interested. Those who want to find out more, to learn about ever burning, to see if you can add more or if you can take away from others. There are too many in Hupperduke who wish to take away. Here, my own man, my own home, my own resources, I help out. No more rules. I owe nothing to no one but myself and the man who puts the roof over my head. The Dwendalian Empire, the Kryn Dynasty, I care not for either. But I care about the people that die by the things that I make.
I like the sound of them.
Hey, sure.
I have a favor to ask of you, and I don't know. One last. This one isn't for learning. This is really just more of a very personal thing.
Hey, yeah, Mayor Carden, you exhaust me. What
No,
do you need?
You don't need to do it now. This can come in time.
Don't dance around it for. Just speak.
There was a scarf I used to carry. I no longer have it, but it's something close to my family, and it's something of my own. Could you, if I were to have another one made for myself, could I bring it to you to have it enhanced with the arcane?
You can take the focus from my staff and place it somehow in it, maybe? I don't know.
It's doable. The cloth will be the hardest part, but it's doable. You find me something for ever burning lantern, and I find you something for magic scarf.
Done. And I do the like forearm, grab his forearm.
He's a massive grip. It kind of almost encapsulates around it, even as he's like up to you because you're the taller of the two. But he shakes it. He says, "I'm going off. I have to drink and then I have to sleep. Good night."
Good night. Thank you
Alrighty.
for everything.
We have one other thing before everyone wakes up. Gwenora,
What?
how'd you know it was going to be you?
Because I split off to go to sleep early.
You
Yours
don't
will
party with the party.
You are awoken up by a candle that is on your bed. One that you extinguished before going to sleep. But as you look, open your eyes, it is burning a lot, like almost like a fireplace amount outside of this one candle.
I panic, and I Ooh, actually, hold this. I feel like I can maybe do this. I'll try it anyway and see if I can
Sure.
get away with it. Can I like thaumaturgy some water to like spritz at it? Is that a real thing I could do?
Not with thaumaturgy. That's more control
now-
of water.
Okay. Well, then,
You might be able to affect the candle, maybe.
Oh yeah, you could cause it to flicker a little bit. Sure.
well,
You can even
then,
snuff it out.
then snuff it out. Thank you.
All right, you do so. And then you see like a small little ember like jump off and onto the carpet, and it immediately erupts into flame. You notice that none of the edges are actually burning though, and you see like someone kind of standing up. She's like, "Ow, ow, 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 ow. This is dumb. I don't know why anyone would ever do it this way. This is stupid. Why couldn't we just do this in the... Hi, Gunora?
Yes. Who the hell are you?
I am... I am an emissary of Raya.
Oh.
I have your job, but on the other side.
Oh.
Yeah, a light god, and she wanted to have me talk to you at night. I don't know why anyone ever thinks this is a good... Like, you can see she's clearly on fire. This is just like a humanoid form. She's just gesturing and just like moving about the room. She's like, this is dumb. You have any idea how hard it is to like to get to this state?
Well, clearly, I'm guessing it took you a little bit of trouble, at least.
Like,
what can I do for you?
well, for one, how are you? How you doing?
Well, it's been a little weird lately. I saw my future self, and she was corrupted by Torog, and I don't know what's going on. And now they want us to go close a portal. And so, a little overwhelmed.
Look, I'm sorry about my entrance here. She sent me because she can't come herself. There's rules about her being able to talk directly with people, and it's got to be through spells and stuff. But she wanted me to tell you that. Oh my gosh, I forgot the message. I was so worried about having to get here. Hang on. Good job. You're doing great.
Oh, all right.
Look, this sounds really discounted the way that I'm doing it. I haven't been sent out on something like this in over like 100 years.
Yeah, but I mean, you're an emissary. You've
I-
probably been around for a while. You have one job. I'm not trying to be an arse, but like,
Look, I get it. I'm just... Look, things have been really tough back on the other side. Like we've constantly been healing back for the whole Asmodeus thing. Like that we never recovered from. We don't even have like a holy day. Like this is... I don't know. Look, I think it was something about... gosh. Like lightning? No. I don't know. I don't know.
I think I know. The storm girdle.
No, that's Cord. We don't deal with Cord. Cord, we don't fuck with his shit.
Well,
No, it's... Look, it was No. It was about lightning. It was a place that got hit by right. So she can't. This is tough. It's like playing charades, but only using your mouth. She's like thinking, and like you can see like the hair kind of turning, the little Hades like hair turning purple.
Mhm.
She's like, okay, you guess. Guess about something recent.
Um. Money. We just got a lot of money.
Great. That's not what I'm talking about. Other things. Come on.
Well, we're going on a quest to get 3 items to
Okay.
close the portal.
Backtrack it. What the items? I can't.
Yeah, there's the storm girdle, there's
Yep.
the grimoire, and there's a big old hammer.
Hammer. That's it. Okay. So, there's lightning, like I said, and it's hitting a
Right.
place constantly. It's in
Okay.
this big old hole. I can't
Okay.
tell you what's there. And then you see like these big old like blue flames for the eyes, like almost accentuating, like with raised. Like
Is it the hammer?
I can't tell you, but you might be on the right. This is frustrating. Look, when they put up the gate, they said that we couldn't really do this. Doing this is going to get us in a lot of trouble. All I'm saying is that Lightshore is a big place, but maybe one place of interest might be the sinkhole.
Okay, well, I think I understand what you're trying to tell me.
Perfect.
And
She like smooths out her fire.
we'll look over there for it.
Alrighty,
I
just
mean, we're probably going there anyway, and they did say it was a big area, and they didn't know where it was, so I guess this will be useful.
great, excellent. Alrighty. Mission accomplished. I did great. You did great. You're doing great. We're proud of you.
Well.
Look, this is coming out.
You too?
This is coming out wrong. Look, I'm not the best emissary. I'm a lot better at hitting things than I am at like delivering messages. But we didn't have a lot of people on our side after the big bad calamity happened, right?
Right.
So they just send who they have. Raya's like this, and her like flame kind of like dwindles down to like a smaller bit. She's like, not a lot of people are currently tuning in or seeing the light, as it were. She goes back to her regular size. So we're trying to kindle that, and she thinks. And I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to say that she said something she didn't, but she seems to think you're our best shot at helping.
Well, I'll try not to let her down.
Good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Look, I'll come back for you. Just do me a favor. The next time I do this, let's not do fire. Fire's dangerous. Like this rug, fucked
Let's
forever.
not do fire.
Yeah. Find like a pond where a lot of like light is coming off of it, like something serene like that. Because I feel this, and it doesn't hurt. Like it doesn't affect me, but it's not comfortable. You know, fire's not a great form. Just emphasis on light, rainbows, or like that weird thing where like you use one mirror to refract light off of another. I don't know. Like use your imagination and make it easy for me to do my part. All right. Look, you're doing great, kid. This was all done poorly, but I think that you're gonna do great things, and I'm gonna leave. I'm not great at inspiration. I feel like we did right here. Like the message got across.
I think so.
I'm just saying, if you die, just let her know that I did a good job. I don't
5
mean
stars.
like on the way here. Like it's gonna happen soon. But I mean like when you get to the end of your life, if you still remember, like just keep me in mind that I did this one thing and I did it well.
What was your name again?
Right. It's primordial because I'm literally. Do you know how to speak primordial?
Oh, I don't think I do. Let me check
Okay.
out. No, Celestial's the closest I've got.
Shh. You know Celestial? Nobody speaks Celestial. Not even Celestial speaks Celestial. They all just use common. Okay, in Celestial, it would be Astora.
Okay.
Yeah, that's as close as we're gonna get. She'll know who you're talking about.
All right. Well, Astora, I hope I don't die soon, but yeah, I can tell her.
Excellent. You're okay. Bye. And she extinguishes herself. A moment later, there's a knock from a manservant. Like, is everything all right in there?
Yes, everything's fine. Nothing to see here. I knocked a candle over. You might need a new rug.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Thank you, miss. Pleasant dreams. You just hear them walk away. The next
Okay,
morning.
then.
The next morning comes. You guys awaken, grab any breakfast, prepare for anything. Do you guys want to leave today, and where do you want to go?
Like to stop, talk to Pi and his family.
Okay.
Before we do anything.
You are able to find Pi and his family. Pi kind of takes this scent. He says, Master Dust, quite literally now, I suppose.
About that. Yours. These are yours. You take them.
Okay.
I hand him over the paperwork for like the slave paperwork of his own.
There are laws against asking for one's freedom, but
You're not asking for it. I'm giving it to you.
that's what I wanted to know. Where should we go?
Well, you seem to have some arcane ability, so I would recommend maybe you try to head to Rexendrum.
Where are you heading?
Home. We're heading north. And I don't think you should come, mainly because not that... Well, the north might kill you, but Imogen might kill you faster.
You are wise, Master Dust. I will head post-haste in the opposite direction then. I hope to see you in Rexingsham if you ever come by into the city. My family owes you a great debt. You've been placed a value on our lives, and it is a currency I do not know how to use or repay.
I hand him 50 gold as well. This is for your travels and anything you need. When you get to Rexingsham, you have options. You can go to the Cobalt Soul and learn under my master, Master Avum.
Avum.
Or you can go to the Cerberus Assembly and learn from them. My brothers are there, my sisters are there, so either one would help me. Do learn the sending spell.
Yeah, I will see if I can reach that level. If you would, I do have something. This, I'll leave you to your discretion, but this would be for Miss Imogen, and he gives you like a small wrapped up parcel. He's like, I bent down to adjust my sandal and grabbed a piece of sharpened rock. I was going to use it to break free if things got rough, just to show that I would have made the effort. I don't know. I don't know if it'll have any value.
You should give it to her yourself. She will not.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'll leave it to someone who is smarter than me to decide if you think it would be a good idea to give it to her, or if she'll hunt me down and kill me because I tried to.
She will hunt you down because you didn't give it to her. As odd as that sounds, that is the logic behind her violence. If you want to deal with her, you want to deal with her directly.
Very well. May I?
I lean down. I'm terrified of her. That's why.
Great.
In a very loving childhood way, but nonetheless, I do not want to be on a bad side.
Very well. I'll present it to her myself. And he goes ahead and he moves past you and goes over to Imogen.
Just up, boy.
Miss Imogen.
I have a mouthful of bacon and egg. Take a big sip of coffee. And I turn around. What?
Wolf.
Stone is just like on the side, like looking, like waiting for something to happen.
He goes ahead and undoes the little parcel. And he places it on the table. If if things went south, I was prepared to stab someone with this, and I thought about you saying make the effort when I did so. I debated on giving this to you. I asked Mr. Dust if you think it would be a good idea. I question his decision-making process now, but whether or not you've been a good or bad person, I am different now because I have met you.
Better, different?
Yes, better, different. Better, different. Yes.
That's what I thought.
And as a show of appreciation, I have this small, sharp rock. This was such a dumb idea.
I see there's some writing on that parcel.
That's
What does
not.
that say on it?
It's not important. And he
No,
takes it.
I need to know what it says.
It says, "Thank
I will
you."
choke you. Get that out of your mouth.
It says,
Like a dog. Spit it out. Spit it out.
Oh my God.
It only says thank you for. It only says thank you. I hope this is enough effort. And I decided against. None of this seemed like the right idea. You're a very intimidating person.
Thank you. I try. I'm just kidding. I don't try. I just am. Anyway, okay. Well, heard you're free now, so
Yeah.
I guess you won't be tagging along with us anymore.
Nope. My family is heading to an undisclosed city in the south.
That is great. Really great. Well, you wonder if there's a tear in her eye. You can't quite tell.
Perception check.
This is goodbye then. So, carry on. You've interrupted my breakfast.
Sorry. Have a pleasant evening. And he walks away. And as you guys are heading to the north, procured with horses and mounts, and you see the Lyodon family head to the south, and you guys head up to the north to rejoin on a road that leads into the graying wildlands to the orcish camp of Barufkra. Mr. Stone, you hear Gwenora's voice. Dear Stone, as you have failed to yield the dagger, we have decided to send our own one-eyed friend to Tasoa. Give us the dagger. You have 25 words that you can respond with.
Oh.
No.
Uh-huh.
That's Winora.
That's Winora. No, it's that fire lady thing. Okay. Your friend is not me. The dagger belongs in the right hands. My family is safe. I have. Okay. And you will pay a most dire price soon.
And with that, we are going to end this episode. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you to Corporate Streams for putting us onto the internet. Thank you all of my fabulous players because they are so amazing. We will see you guys here next week. Have an awesome Labor Day. Stay cool. And
Yeah.
adios.
Bye.
Good luck. Bye.
Sayonara.